Hey everybody, welcome back to Crows of Judgment. And okay, I gotta be honest. I haven't actually watched the Pieman video yet. So someone was like, "You're in it," and I'm like, "Wait, what?" So I started watching. I was like, "Oh, I have a cameo appearance." I was very happy about that. But yeah, we're gonna watch Pieman's video on John Swan. The Willie Mack show has been like just going crazy on Twitter about this situation because I guess he didn't know anything about it, right? Or at least that's my view on it because it seems like it's his first time actually hearing about what happened. So he's picked up on the John Swan stuff, and maybe he's gonna do a video. I don't know, but I was legitimately surprised about that. Now, we also have a Google Doc that was dropped by John Swan, giving his final response, the final response to end his drama with Dream. I have a feeling it won't be the end of it because this has been some of the dumbest drama and it still hasn't died. But we're going to see. We're going to see. Shadow says, "Good day, Crow. Hope your cold has gotten better." I still got the snifflies. Unfortunately. Savage Cupcake, how are you doing? Savage, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Kat, can you link the Pieman video on John? We're going to watch it in a little bit, but I'll link it now. Actually, do you guys want me to link I did a video covering this stream that they did with Bo Blacks, John Swan, Augie, Rithril, Lieutenant Cobra. Not all of them at the same time. I think they kind of like popped in individually while Pieman was there talking about this stuff back in December. But I had that original video. It's actually linked in the video I did. But here, let me give you this new one. This is the new Pieman video for you guys. Oh, hello.
Hey, how's it going? Can you hear me?
I can hear you, buddy. How you doing?
Hey, bro. That's chilling. I don't know what's going on with this Pieman John Swan thing. I think I got the rundown, and things are going kind of crazy on Twitter a little bit.
Well, so I saw these tweets from Willie Mack, and I was just like, holy fuck.
Yeah,
Because he
Willie
is,
Mack, bro. He's going in hard.
oh my gosh, he is. And you know what's really funny?
What?
He messaged me today trying to get the original stream. No. Because I just figured out Pieman featured me in his video on John Swan, right?
Oh, wow.
And in it, I was reacting to that original stream, so he was trying to get a link to it, but I had actually posted it in that same video. So
Damn.
yeah,
Cool.
I didn't actually get a chance to talk to him, which would have been great, but I was like shocked. I was like, how did Willie Mack hear about my channel?
Yeah. Well, I mean, Augie has shouted you out before, and it's like, I mean, we're small channels by comparison, right? But I mean, I think we're semi big enough to be noticed or recognizable to an extent, at least, right? No ego stuff, just saying that, that's how it kind of typically goes.
Well, I am so happy for the audience that has formed around me in order to gain me all these get me all this attention. But
Dude, I'm almost a little jealous of you though, because Mike, well, okay, so here's the thing. I don't think it's my community mainly. I think it's just like a bunch of other people, but like I'm kind of jealous that you've had it so stable with the whole take on the what was it? Well, it was critical, yeah, on the critical thing, because generally I think we had similar takes, you and I. And
I think we said basically the same shit
did,
for the most part.
Here's the thing. I think what pissed people off the most was the ego thing. I think the ego thing really does do something to get people pissed off, especially when they already come in possibly not going to dislike you, I've been getting ratioed on the last two videos, man.
Here, okay. I did one. I did the stream on Maximilian Muss when he deleted his channel. That's when you were on, and yeah. I don't think that one got as many dislikes, right? Because I think it pretty much just came down to what we titled the videos, right?
Yeah.
I swear to God, it just comes down to what you title the videos. Okay,
did you see my videos?
Yeah, I watched them.
The titles weren't even I don't think they were triggering at all though. Like the final words of Max and the one prior was his response, right? I get the whole argument and criticism of milking, obviously, but it's not like I'm shy about saying that, right? Like if it's a popular thing, and even YouTube Creator Studio encourages you to make follow-ups on those kinds of videos.
Well,
Um,
all I'm going to say, right? All I'm going to say is I titled the stream Maximilian Must deletes channel and Cutie's Creeper is back, right?
yeah, yeah.
That one's got 100 and hold on. That one has, let me just, I'm not going to pull it up right now, but you can see it on the channel. That one has 2.2K views and 148 likes with a 94.9% like to dislike ratio. So that one's good, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Now, the other video I did, which was Moist Critical versus Maximilian Must, Charlie's Terrible Takes, has 2.7K views, 179,000 likes, and 84 dislikes. I'm telling you, because I said the same thing. Dude, I was even worse in the fucking stream. Okay? My mic was cracking, all that shit, right? And the video got even a worse ratio, right? Like that was pretty significant because most of my videos are like 94% and up. So I was just like, holy shit, it's just what you title it. It's literally just what you title it. And I guarantee you people didn't fucking watch because at one point of the video, I said, all I am asking for is some statement, Maximilian Must, in fucking Moist Critical's video, of him saying that he is okay with CP in his server. In some way, some shape, some form, Maximilian Must just needs to have that in his video. And I said, there is going to be some fucking idiot who's going to twist that argument into me saying that I'm demanding that they show me CP that Maximilian Must shared. And like one of the first comments I got was someone going in quotations, he didn't show any CP. And I was like, holy fuck. Like I was literally in the fucking video. I said some idiot was going to do it. And they like the first fucking comment. And like, I thought I was being trolled at first. And then I realized, no, I'm not. This person legitimately thought that was a fucking good statement to make. Holy fuck.
I mean, the thing is, right? So I think maybe algorithm is the thing because my two videos have like 20,000 plus views or whatever, right? So obviously, I guess it got caught up at the right time. But yeah, just like you just said, people were hitting me with the "Why are you defending Max?" when I clearly said, "No, I condemn Max, and I think this is his karma. Fair enough, if that's your thing. I just think that." To quote fucking Tommy C that one time, the whole pedo thing, or even implying that anybody has anything to do with pedophilia or some shit is a death sentence. It's like, I don't really feel like killing Max or having him off, right? In Minecraft.
Yeah.
I don't feel like having that happen. Also, another thing that I want to take into account and that people need to take into account is that sometimes the doxing doesn't go as planned. And sometimes
that shit was nuts.
You get the wrong docs. And here's the thing.
Well, they doxed someone named Max. And I'm like, dude. That's not his fucking name. It's literally not his fucking name.
Yeah, it's like people that think they're good doxers will try, and they're so emotionally charged, and then you're gonna make a fuck up, and you're gonna make a mistake, and guess what? The real Max is still gonna be alive and kicking, and then you're just gonna have to fuck over somebody else who doesn't fucking deserve it, right? So it's like, it's not me all being cynicism and unempathetic. I'm just looking at it from like a logical standpoint.
I called the guy a fucking degenerate. You said he shouldn't be defended. Like you said, because of the Lieutenant Cobra statement, I even highlighted that at the end of my video. I said Lieutenant Cobra should come forward with that evidence. That's a game ender, right?
Yeah, you can't defend him from that.
Man. No, you literally can't, right?
Nope.
But like I was just going like, dude, right? What concerns me about the Moist Critical Maximilian Must thing is that the only proof of any bad behavior is stuff from over a year ago from Turkey Tom's video, right? Now, I'm not saying like, because someone got mad that I kept saying, this video is a year old. It was because nobody gave a shit about that. And people arguing that they do. No. Everyone got on board because Moist Critical made an accusation that Maximilian Musk defended CP, and they all just started repeating it. They all just started repeating it.
Yeah, well, you know who didn't repeat it? Some ordinary gamer, Mutahar, didn't repeat it.
No, dude, Mutahar's
Everybody looks past that. Why? And here's the thing, and I hate this, but I'll admit I kind of lost my cool. It's like blatant disregard, but I got to understand that's just the way people are going to be. It's like, why did you not address the point of why Mutahar dismissed it? Like, I'm asking you, I'm begging you to address that point, but you're not. All you're saying is, I don't understand what you're saying. How could you defend Max? It's the same thing. And I'm like, no, I condemn Max.
Dude, I even said, I am not defending him. He's not a sweet, innocent fucking victim. The dude's done so much degenerate shit. I'm surprised he hadn't been canceled earlier, right? I'm surprised by that.
Well, they told us why he didn't get canceled, because he kept it off the platform. That's why.
So the other thing was, I said the only reason why Most Critical is doing this is because Max started taking shots at him. Right? And people are like, no, it's because he cares. And I'm like, no, it's not. Because the stuff he points out has been out there for years. And Moist Critical says he's known about it and didn't feel like doing content on it. You can't then,
Max poked the bear one too many times.
Pretty much. Hey baby, what's up? What do you do? What? Hold on. Sen, entertain the audience real quick.
Sure. So, guys, how are we doing tonight? As you can see, our lovely friend Crow is being distracted by being a husband, which is lovely. I personally don't understand that, and I might not get married, to be honest. I might have a partner, somebody that I love very dearly, but personally, on a personal level, I can't see marriage being beneficial for me. Now, for you, that may be a different option. You guys might like it, right? You guys might be into that, and that's very wholesome. Shadow the Hedgehog got it. This rate, the only thing we need to do is get people mad is please show me the proof of Max joking or defending the posting of CP as a joke. People are literally going to rip you into shreds. I mean, I've already gotten ripped into shreds, to be fair, in my own comment section, right? So it's interesting. Let me tell you guys something. If any of you ever decide to be YouTubers, you're going to be outstanding. But if you even get a little bit of notoriety, it's going to be insane for you guys when you get your comments coming in, at the speed of light, right? It's going to be insane for you guys. You guys are going to be baffled by how that does something to you, right? Sen, you will be a fuck away for life. And I mean that as a compliment. Thank you very much, you two. Made great again.
I'm in.
Oh, and he's back, ladies and gents.
Sorry. Jasmine's having a bit of heartburn, chest pain, so she's going to be hanging up here with me tonight.
Wait, what's up?
Yes. Okay. Sorry. I got to worry about what wife comes first. Everybody, put your wife first. If there's anyone you simp for, it's got to be your spouse, man or woman, man or woman.
I love how me and you are drastically different in the way we fucking think when it comes to that. I just gave everyone a speech on how I'll never really do that, I think. But maybe I'll
when you get married,
maybe.
If and when you get married, believe me, your perspective on this shit changes.
We'll see.
It drastically changes.
Crow, you're 30 something, right? So you're 10 years older than me? 10,
I'm 30.
A little more? You're 30. Okay, so you're just 10 years older. Yeah, I mean, maybe a lot can change in 10, I guess. So.
When I was 20, I was a fucking degenerate to women. So.
Yeah. But yeah, it's fucking crazy because and somebody in the comments just said that it might have been my tone. I wouldn't doubt it. I think it is. I think maybe at most I can say I went in really fucking aggressive, but that's just me. And
well, I mean, I'll be honest with you. I think I was way more aggressive. I think your thing is you come across as very narcissistic, and it's a big turnoff for some people, right? But at the end of the day, that's your character, and you built an audience off of that. So ditching that probably wouldn't be beneficial to you. But I lost some subs, right? I gained subs and I lost a few. But I was I know that it's got to be some of the Power Cynical people, because someone pointed out in the Power Cynical subreddit, they're roasting the shit out of Maximilian Musk as he defended CP. I'm like, guys. I literally defended Power Cynical because they came out and made statements about the guy, you know, without evidence. Now you have someone doing the same thing to Maximilian Musk, and I get he's an awful fucking person, but that's the way that they treated Pyrocynical, dude. You got to be fucking consistent. If you're not going to be fucking consistent, what are you doing?
Yeah,
right?
That's the problem. The thing is, I think I understand what they mean by, or where they'd get the impression of that me defending him or whatever. Because I'm sure some of these people are dishonest, right? And they're obviously doing it out of bad faith. But maybe, just maybe, if I want to have some optimism, maybe some of them just don't understand it, right? And if that's the case, then okay, fine. But yeah, I guess in a way it looks like by pointing out that Critical might have goofed up, it kind of makes Max look like less of a piece of shit, and they just don't want that. No,
see, that's the thing. Maximilian Musk is a fucking degenerate piece of shit. 100%. Like he doesn't also need to be into CP for him to be a degenerate piece of shit. I'm like, look, I don't like the idea that a 7.7 million channel could simply make the statement and his evidence is, trust me, bro. And that leads to a movement to get someone like off the platform, because there are people, right, who look, man, I've already said, right, you have individuals who will literally go into servers and spam them with CP, right, or spam them with legal images, right? Yep. It's happened before. It's literally happened before, and those Discord servers need to be purged when it does. Right? So imagine if it's a content creator, their Discord server gets like harassed with that shit, right? And then, I don't know, fucking Dream comes out and accuses them of being okay with CP and saying that their server is filled with it. And then you're going to have all the fucking Dream stands on your ass. And like, what are you supposed to do then? Like, I get it. Maximilian is more of a piece of shit and no one wants to defend him for anything, right? But you can be fucking honest. Moist Critical had a terrible fucking take on it, right? That's the point of my video, and I'm pissed off because I actually kind of like Moist Critical's content. At least I used to up until this point. I'm like, dude, I'm never going to be okay with someone who goes out with those fucking statements, can't back any of it up, and starts a fucking cancel crusade. Because I'm sorry, but when I looked up Maximilian Musk on fucking Twitter, some of it didn't. Don't get me wrong. I'm sure you're going to find one or two tweets. But the overwhelming majority of tweets reporting it to YouTube and Discord were that Maximilian Musk shares CP. That was literally it. Or he shares CP, or he defends it as a joke, or his Discord server is filled with it constantly, right? And like you pointed out, fucking Critical, he's defended Lolicon, right? He said it's just drawn images. One of the tweets calling out Maximilian Musk is literally showing that in his server, there's like a back image of what looks like Lolly. Yep. I'm like, oh, but Critical's okay with that. So that's not CP. So the inconsistency here is just really fucking stupid. But I'm never going to be okay with anyone who comes forward, makes a claim that they cannot back up at all. Right? It's okay if you have a bad take or like your opinion of something is different than mine, right? But you have something that at least can back up that opinion, right? Because look, the fucking the narrator dude, right? Mm-hmm. My opinion, that guy like displays some fucking pedophilic tendencies, and I fucking said it. And my evidence is the weird shit he's constantly doing with actual minors, right? Mm-hmm. Of a very sexual fucking nature. Now, that's my opinion. Can my opinion be wrong? Sure, fuck, it's my fucking opinion. But at least I have something that backs it up. I didn't just go out there and say, hey, narrator's a fucking pedo. What's my evidence? Guys, it's out there. It's just been purged and deleted. Nothing stays online forever. Come on. Nobody archives anything. I'm like, fuck off, dude. That's so fucking stupid. Yeah, you're underestimating the power of the internet. Everybody archives everything because everybody wants to be either useful to someone else by giving them that archive, or just get you and it got you. Like, say, this you. Oh yeah, this you. Well, look at like, dude, come on. It's the easiest fucking thing to do. Like, look up his name on Kiwi Farms, and I'm sure you're gonna find some shit, right? The fact that that fucking to cancel Maximilian Musk, Moist Critical didn't do any of that shit, right? It's worrying to me. And if you don't think that that type of weaponization can be used against you in the future, you're a fucking idiot. Because I remember when Nicholas DiOrio got hit with the deplatform Predators crew off someone who really doesn't have that big of a platform, and he had to private his fucking Twitter account because there were spam flagging him with the platform predators. I remember that shit.
Yeah.
So like, I don't like this at all when it happens to anybody unless you can actually back it up with something.
Yeah, like I said, if you want to call this Max's karma, sure, but you know, it's not like Max ever tried to. To my knowledge, he never falsely claimed somebody was a pedo, right? I don't think he ever did that.
Well,
Unless he was
there's a Discord message. Maximilian Musk says it's fake. I can't prove that, right? But there's a Discord message where he's calling someone a pedo, right? He says it's fake. I don't know. I do know that he has shown me that people have fake Discord messages from him before, right? And Turkey Tom had used it in the past and actually had to take down a video that he had done on Musk where he had used a photoshopped image. So I do know it's been done to him before. Does that mean that this image is fake? No, it doesn't. And personally, Maximilian Musk seems like the type of dude to do that to people.
It's word versus word at that point, right?
Yeah.
And like, it's like that's why I hate the whole screenshot thing, and why I'm so like skeptical and going all in and believing one thing, especially a cropped image or whatever, right? Because it's like it's so easy to do it, right? And that's I think I don't like Discord because of that. I don't like Discord because they make it so really easy for anybody to just pretend to be anyone. And it's like, if you hate someone enough, you're actually just going to believe it and not ask for proof. And it's like, don't act like that's not the case, because that's totally the case. People have done it before. People will continue to do it. Can I completely fault them for that? Not really, I guess. They're impulsive people, impulsive creatures, social, blah, blah, blah. You know, that's just how it is.
Fucking Ty. Dioria wasn't hit by someone with a small platform. He was hit by a has-been who thought she had a platform past her music's shelf life. Damn. Okay, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to upload this as its own like little separate clip, you know? And it's, you know that famous meme image from Predator, which is Arnold Schwarzenegger and the one dude and they're shaking hands, right?
No, I don't.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm going to make a video. I'm going to make a thumbnail, right? And the thumbnail is going to be the two people shaking hands. One's going to be Sen, one's going to be Crow. And the handshake is going to be Moist Critical fucked up. And just watch the amount of fucking people that immediately show up and just dislike bomb.
Oh, hell yeah, bro.
You know it's like, going to happen. Like at this point, I expect it. So, like, fucking go.
Dude, sometimes I just reminisce and I wonder, hey, what would happen if I was a small channel again? Like, what would it be like if I had this take and I was just starting up again, like, a while back? Like, what would happen? Like, I bet people would really care. But, like, I mean, I got to remember that I guess I'm not as irrelevant as I think I am. People always think, oh, you think so highly of yourself. I don't know, maybe. But I have no problem saying that I'm not a big deal, bro. Like, I know that in the grand scheme of things, but I guess enough of a big deal. Like, I think I just want people to have self-confidence in themselves, right?
I'm sorry. Cara Doyle's comment here. Caught on my Nokia from 2004, the Maximilian Musk story.
Is that a meme?
That would be so fucking perfect.
Is that a meme? See, Crow, I don't understand these things. Maybe
the caught in 4K thing is just people being fucking idiotic, I swear.
Okay.
Yeah. It's the John Swan caught in 4K. It's so dumb. Like I really hate the idea of stands. And you know, look, if someone's got actual fucking criticism, I wouldn't call them a stand. But if someone's going to just show up and blindly defend something said that's objectively fucking stupid, then I think you're standing a little bit. But you know, that is what it is, right? At the end of the day, you're talking about a channel with 7.7 million subs. He's got a massive fan base, and they hang on the guy's word.
Yeah, that's just how it is. And I mean, whatever. Mob mentality. Yeah, a little bit. I'd say that. It's fair to call it that. I don't know, Crow. I kind of lost hope in a lot of people. The last few days, it's kind of depressing.
Okay, I want to pull up the Twitter beef going on between Willie Mack and these other people. But before we do that, and you're going to have to sit here with me, all right? And you're going to fucking hate this shit, okay?
Oh, God.
We're going to read through another Google Doc together.
Yay! We all love those.
Everybody loves Google Docs.
Is this on Dream? This is on Dream, right?
Yes. Okay, so let's pull it up. I said in my video today I was going to torture my audience because I want them to suffer with me and I hate them by making them listen to the Google Doc. Oh, dude. He made an audio version of it, which is fucking beautiful.
John Swan went the extra mile like he always does. Holy crap.
He did. The last I will say on the situation, my response stream. So let's read through the Twitter thing first. I know some of you were expecting a video, so why did I choose to respond in this way? This drama has never been about profit for me. It was about clearing my name. I'm not looking to capitalize on this drama by creating a video. It's already been blown up far too much. I'm looking to end this off as peacefully as possible, and dropping a video is not the right way to do it. This response is simply to give my side of the story, and the people that are interested enough will find it. I hope you'll respect my decision. For those of you who hate reading, an audio version is linked in the document, which is very kind of him.
Very professional, as I've said.
Actually, I have to ask everybody. Put guys in the chat. Put a 1 for us reading the Google Doc. Put a 2 for us listening to the Google Doc. 1 or 2, guys. Let's let the audience decide on this one, because I think everyone hates Google Docs, but I don't know if they'd rather listen to John Swan's voice reading it.
Dude, I love John Swan's voice. It's so Australian.
Fucking mate. That still cracks me up. Dream fucking going out there and saying, look, they both use the term mate. That's proof. And I'm like, dude, they're fucking Australian, man.
Are people still going at it? Are people still going at it on Twitter right now? Like Willie Mac and like anybody else?
I saw him and Diorio getting into it, but people want us to listen to the SoundCloud. So
all right. That's what we're gonna do then.
Yeah, I think, oh my gosh. I am not listening to John Swan talk for 40 minutes though. So we're skipping certain parts of this shit. But I gotta do the initial response to this. So let's hit play.
That is a phrase that has lost innocent until proven guilty. That is a phrase that has lost a lot of significance as of recent. It seems people disregard it entirely in favor of passing judgment based on circumstantial evidence.
Oh my gosh! Sen!
Irony.
The irony!
That's so ironic, though.
I saw that in his Google Doc, and I was like, holy shit. Holy shit.
Dude, I kind of want to download that now.
I know, right? Like, whenever I talk about Moist Critical and fucking Moist Critical now, I'm just going to put innocent until proven guilty. Like, I'm just going to play fucking John Swan saying it. Because nobody wants to listen to me, but maybe they'll listen to John Swan. Like,
yeah, well, dude. I don't know. After this whole Pieman thing, I think he was getting hit hard, wasn't he? Like,
he is. And the thing is, I'm surprised more people didn't know about that. Because, like, we covered it back in December, right? And back then, it was like people were kind of blowing off. Like, hold on. John Swan did call a 15-year-old a pedophile, right? Like, look, John Swan, I think this stuff with Dream is fucking stupid, right? I think it's absolutely idiotic in every way, shape, and form, right? I don't think that John Swan has done anything wrong by responding to it on Twitter, right? Other than potentially, he blew it up, right? But at the end of the day, it's not like he was taking shots at Dream and, calling all these fucking names and shit. And then Dream decided to defend himself. No, Dream made accusations about John Swan. John Swan defended himself. I'm okay with that. All right. I think everything else from here has just been stupid fucking drama and shit. Right. And I see no reason why Dream felt the need to even talk about it in the first place. But the stuff between John Swan and Pieman, that's actual fucking shit that he should be criticized for. He should respond to, honestly. And I think he should make a sincere apology to Pieman. And that should be the end of it.
So I'll play devil's advocate a little bit for John Swan and say, so you say that he directly called Pieman a pedophile, but wasn't it more like him saying that he will grow up to be one if he continues this way of thought or this way of thinking?
Here's the thing. He says he never called him a pedophile, and Willie Mack actually pulled the clip.
Yeah,
of him
I saw
saying
that.
it. So
okay, all right. Well,
we'll get to it, but let's listen to a little bit of the SoundCloud and
right.
see how long it takes for us to exit out of it.
Sure.
But who can really blame people when the evidence is presented without proper knowledge or context? Dream is a Minecraft YouTuber with over 18 million subscribers. He's probably one of the most influential channels right now. However, it's no secret that I'm not the biggest fan of him. Although he was one of the people that I interviewed for my...
Can I play this at 2x speed?
Oh God, I hope.
No. That's why he uploaded to SoundCloud, because you can't speed it up.
How long is it?
The Minecraft documentary, which released in December of 2019,
it's like 40 minutes fucking long.
Over the past few months, I have been heavily excited to respond to it. I think it's worth pointing out that he responded to the post about our video coming out. I believe that he may have been trying to discredit the video before its release. That's not an accusation, just my opinion.
Okay, so let me talk about that really quick. This actually started because one of John Swan's friends is doing a video on Dream, right? And John Swan said he was going to be helping him out with the video, right? Someone then took a tweet from John Swan, put it up on Reddit. Fucking somehow Dream saw it, and that's how the shit started, right?
Yeah.
There you go. There you go. Somebody else making a video and John Swan saying he would help out with it. It is how this whole fucking drama started.
It sounds really dumb.
it's really, dude, it's really dumb when you put it into proper context. And the fact that this shit was on Drama Alert just tells you what a thirsty bitch Keemstar is to go after these content creators that he doesn't like.
Still no French girl shit though.
I know, right? Where is that French girl?
How long has it been, bro? I lost.
Since the beginning of January. So we're like almost 2 months.
It's been longer than, wasn't it? Wasn't it December?
Oh, December. Yeah, fuck December. Holy shit.
Oh my goodness. What are you doing, Keem? I don't know. I think Keem's losing his thunder, honestly. I think the new Keemstar, minus all the, like kind of negative stigma that Keem has built up over the years, I think it's Augie right now. And I think a lot of people see that, including Rev. Remember, like, what was this, like 2-3 days ago? Rev was telling us how now he thinks Augie has a lot of potential. Like, yeah, I think Augie is going to probably be the next Keem, maybe even better.
I don't think he'll be the next Keem, right? I think Keem is a flash in a pan. And I think the problem is Keem doesn't even want to be Keem anymore.
Yeah, no, that's why I said Keem, but without all the negative stigma. Like, actually... put
it like this, right? When PewDiePie's video got taken down, right? And people were pointing out, look, fucking diss tracks are protected under YouTube's terms of service. Keemstar uploads a video where he's like, guys, it's 2021. He should have known better. Like, I don't really know. And I'm like, dude, Keemstar from like 2 years ago, even, would be defending the shit out of PewDiePie and calling out YouTube. But now he's like right on the edge of being yeeted off the platform for good. So he's, being a good little puppy and keeping his mouth shut. And I'm just like, dude, if you're that terrified to actually speak and give an honest take on something, because I honestly believe he knows what's going on with PewDiePie is wrong, but he's too much of a chicken shit to actually say it. So instead he goes like, well, you guys let me know what your opinion is. I'm like, dude, fucking nut up, dude. Like, that's...
Yeah, that's what I mean by he lost his, like, losing his thunder kind of thing. Like, he is going this way, and it's kind of showing, and it's kind of why I'm turned off of Keem. But then I don't know, because Keem had a lot of charisma and shit, and he was really, like, magnetating, right? Magnetating in a sense, like he would magnetate to him. I think that's Augie now. That's Augie's thing. I want to say that it's because of the age, right? But maybe it's something different. I think it might be the age, though. Keem is kind of past his prime, and Augie's like fresh and he's coming up, Yeah,
I think that's true. Look, I've been agreeing a lot more with Augie's takes on things, and look, my only criticism for him is he's a bit immature, but he owned that. And the thing is, you can grow into maturity and shit. And yeah, like I said, I've been agreeing with a lot more of his takes recently, but I don't think he's the next Keemstar, right? I think he's going to be a great content creator and a great commentator. But
I think he'll have the star power that Keemstar has eventually, or had rather.
Potentially. I mean, he did just hit 40,000 subs, so good for him.
Yeah, I just really don't find anybody in commentary to have the, the ability to work the audience, go for streaming for hours and remain entertaining and keep at it and stay relevant even when there's like a dry season that he has right now. I don't see anybody doing that. So, yeah, I can say, in like Reb said, invest in Augie coin. I think that is your best bet. Yeah.
All right. I was legitimately surprised that Reb's a big Augie fan now. But again, I do appreciate the fact that Augie, even if I will not agree with every single opinion he has, right? The fact of the matter is he does speak his mind, and that's something that you have to respect from content creators, right? Even if you think that they're wrong on something, at least they're not willing to, shovel bullshit that they don't believe in. That's better to me than someone who is, towing the fucking line because, they don't want to offend someone or they don't want to deal with consequences. So,
yeah.
All right, let me keep playing this shit.
I may very well be wrong. In this response, Dream claimed that I was bad news and describes a situation that happened over a year ago. He claims that I changed my profile and name on Discord to Dreams and started DMing people pretending to be him. He also claimed that I sent people the N-word as well as sexual stuff. He also alleged that I gave my main Twitter to vouch, and where I would then vouch from my main Twitter stating that it was me. There is only one way I can interpret this, and that is that Dream thought I had DM'd people from my main Twitter to vouch for the Discord messages being sent. This will be important later, so please do keep it in mind. Up until the second paragraph where he mentions that I denied it was me, all of these were statements. In fact, he doesn't mention that it is an opinion anywhere. Anyone seeing this would read everything as fact. I was sent this post by someone in my Discord server, and naturally, I was pretty shocked that an 18 million sub YouTuber would claim these things about me. I had only ever been upfront and honest with him. Although the post only had 22 upvotes, I expected it to be used against me in the future because, as I've seen firsthand, things from Dream spread like wildfire.
Well, I think that's all fair, right?
Yeah, 100%. I could vouch for that, actually. Holy shit. I actually listened to everything John just said. 100%. I don't think he's overreacting because first of all, Dream has 18 million. What the fuck? First of all. Second of all, his fan base is probably about as mature as Critical's fan base, if not maybe even more immature, because he's a Minecraft YouTuber, right? So I could totally see his concern in that sense, right? If all of these are the allegations leveled against him, people aren't gonna think twice, especially if they already hate fucking John either. They'll just use it again. I can kind of see why he'd overreact a little bit to this. I'd be fucking pissed because
Well, and that's one of the things that kind of pissed me off when Dream was trying to say, well, it's on a small Reddit and everything. I'm like, no, dude, your fans are fucking nuts. Your fans are nuts, man. They hang on everything you say. It's not like you posted it on an alt account. Like that's your main Reddit account. It's so easy to find the post, right? That shit is obviously going to spread. And he's right. In the future, if someone wants to do a fucking John Swan exposed, they'll find that fucking statement from this massive YouTuber and throw it in his face.
Oh man, when people hate you guys, you have no idea what links they'll go to make you look so fucking bad. It's fucking disgusting is all I can say. I want to address one of your commenters that say the John versus Dream situation is all circumstantial and it comes down to whether or not you believe John was hacked by a young kid. So yeah, that's true. But again, and this is not like an insult, even though it is going to sound like an insult. But some people either don't want to or can't think for themselves, and they just literally want to hang off the word their favorite entertainer. That's just how it is.
I mean,
sadly.
True. Okay, so let's keep playing it. We're gonna go for like another minute or two and then respond.
Since Dream had made the situation public, I decided to get ahead of the curve and respond on Twitter to try and clear my name for any future accusations that might come my way as a result. It's quite a long thread, so I won't be repeating it here. You can read it for yourself. Dream has since stated that I overreacted to this, and that he didn't know why I would take this to Twitter over such a small post. And you know what? Maybe I did. But you have to remember that I have 170,000 subs, and Dream has 18 million. I had no idea about how much his Reddit post would be shared, or if they would gain traction at all in the first place. I don't keep up to date with that aspect of Dream's online presence. However, the fact that he would bring up a situation that was over a year old in this manner really made me question his intentions, and my response was definitely indicative of that. He also claimed that I was doing this for clout reasons, and that I wanted attention, when the whole reason behind the thread was to clear my name. If I had brought up the situation first, then sure, you can make that argument, but I was responding to an accusation made against me. I'm not sure how he came to the conclusion that this was for attention. Dream started to ask a number of questions in response to my thread that I will break down here. How did you know it was on Discord right away when I didn't mention it, and our primary communication was Twitter? Pretty much every single DM I send is on Discord, apart from reaching out to people, or if the person in question doesn't use Discord much. I had 6,000 subs at the time of this situation occurring over a year ago, and from what I can remember, I barely used Twitter at all. If I was DMing people, it was over Discord.
So, yeah. I said that to begin with. If John Swan primarily uses Discord to talk to people, why wouldn't he just assume that that's what the person's talking about, right? Because if someone says, I'm talking trash about someone, and I'm like, dude, I haven't been on Twitter in like fucking days. What are you talking about, right? That's not proof. I literally I'm barely on Discord, right? Now, if someone says you're talking shit about this person on Discord, and like I immediately go, I haven't been in Discord for days, right? And they never bring up Discord. It'd be fucking sus because I'm hardly ever using that shit.
So Reb brings up a really good point, and he says that John Swan goes after Pieman. Kid gets obliterated. No apologies. Swan cries about Dream. So here's the thing, that does make sense, and in that, like, it's like karma, right? It's like the same thing with Max, right? Max, I'll say one thing that really does kind of like raise an eyebrow, if anything, at Max, and kind of just makes me wonder why, dude, right? It's like how he went after like smaller targets. Like, I get the big YouTubers, but I think that at a mill you don't really have to punch up anymore, right? But if that's him, well, okay, whatever, do you. But it's like to go after smaller creators and try to get them off, like that's something I personally wouldn't do, and that's kind of stupid in my opinion. And I can totally see people wanting him off the platform for that.
Except when it comes to that Mr. Girl YouTuber.
I have no idea who that is.
That's the Cuties Creeper. He's back with
the
guy
channel. That supports Cuties. Yeah,
that's the guy who said guy who said the 11-year-olds turned him on, and it's not his fault.
Okay, well, that's an exception. That's why. Look, that's why I say, hey, dude, like to my audience, right? Although this could be misinterpreted, and they'll be like, "Oh, Sen is inciting violence." No, I just say, hey, dude, if you want to do, if you want to troll or be fucked up to terrible people, I won't judge you for that, because like the Cuties guy, that's a terrible person. But I trust my fucking audience to know what a bad, terrible person is, because for the most part, and this is why people were telling me in my comments, why would you make an unpopular take? You see how many people hate you for this? You're losing subs because of this. And I'm like, it's fine, because I want to keep rational people in the fan base to watch my videos in the future. I don't really want yes men, contrary to what people might believe. And I don't want people that are just going to willingly follow me off of the popular opinion if I'm saying the things they want to hear, They got to know the real me, I think. So that's why I feel good in how I cultivated my fan base, essentially.
Yeah, right? I mean, if you ever use the argument that I'm afraid to say this because I don't want to lose subs, then you're not being honest, Like you can't do that. If you're a YouTuber, right? I understand, subs and growth are important. I knew that I was going to get a bunch of people swinging at me for the Moist Critical take, but at the end of the day, I'm never going to side with someone who presents something with no thing to back it up, no fucking evidence at all, and says, but it's okay because it's a bad person. I'm like, no, doesn't work that way for me. It doesn't matter if they're a good person or a bad person. It doesn't matter if it's Power Cynical or Maximilian Musk. If you make a claim and you cannot back that claim up, I'm not going to be okay with it.
Especially when the claim is like, you know, again, by like Tommy C says, oh, if you have anything to do with pedophilia, that's practically a death sentence, and it's true. And it's like, again, like, you don't, like, I don't hate a person enough to want them to die. Like Max, I don't think Max should die if he's not, you know, a pedophile, right? If he's not, right, then yeah, I don't think he deserves to die if he was being set up. And it's like, the problem is that with internet culture, as soon as you hate someone and you have enough to nail them for hating them, right, on moral high grounds and yada yada, it makes it so easy to just lie about them, and suddenly you just
hey Alpha Russ, how you doing, buddy?
Suddenly you just believe anything about them, whether it's true or not, and I don't think that's fair, really.
Well, I mean, again, like, you know, if you got the evidence to back it up, even if, you know, it's not the strongest amount of evidence and you're just giving your opinion, that's fair, right? But if you make definitive statements and then go, but it's all been purged, trust me, bro. No, not at all, right? If your opinion is this guy is okay with CP because of these other reasons, well, fine, let's talk about those reasons, you know? It's your opinion at that point. But if you're going to tell me he's actually fucking done it, and then you say, but I don't have the evidence for it. Okay, that crosses a fucking line for me. And I again, comparing like Power Cynical shit to Maximilian Musk, believe me, Maximilian Musk is a fucking degenerate piece of shit, right? Who should be canceled for all the other shit that he's done, right? I think that's a fair statement. But between the accusation of like Power Cynical willingly being with a 15-year-old versus Maximilian Musk defending CP, guys, there was more shit. There's at least more circumstantial shit towards Power Cynical than there was towards the Maximilian Musk, which was literally just a claim and him saying, trust me, bro.
Yeah, so, and like about the, you know what a funny thing about my last video, did you watch it?
Yeah.
So the people say it was a bad take. I guess I could kind of understand why they think it's a bad take, but like the point wasn't like it was more of a slight, if anything, and trying to show people how easily they can change their quote unquote core beliefs, like at the drop of a dime, right? Because right after I made a fucking community post asking, is Lolly bad? And the majority of people say yes, while, you know, a small amount say no. And in the comment section of my video where I discuss it, completely different story. So, you know, I'm kind of getting a little bit of mixed messages here. My whole thing was, in the grand scheme of things, in general, as a generalization outside of the niche, people do think that Lolly is bad. That's the thing. The majority do think that. So I'm just a little confused by the inconsistencies here, and I just wanted to point it out to you. That's all. You know, I wasn't calling anime fans pedophiles or anything like that. That wasn't my intention. Right. Again, maybe poor wording. I do these things without scripting them, right? They're off the top, kind of. So if anything, you know, if you got a bad take out of that, well, there you go. Right. But still, a lot of mixed messages here. I don't know, man. A lot of mixed messages.
I get what your argument is, that you can't go ahead and say there's nothing wrong with Lolicon.
Well, yeah, say the other thing, like wrong. But another thing, Crow. True or not, true statement or not, a lot of people will just use that against you to try to discredit your argument or try to smear you, because it is generally looked down upon or whatever. And I've seen this done so many times by so many people, again, outside of the anime sphere, and sometimes even in the anime sphere, when that's the most hypocritical part of it all, right? But it's generally used as a way to shoot at you, right? I mean, it's been done to other people. I mean, hell, it's been done to me. So it's like, I'm just wondering, where's the big gotcha? The big gotcha doesn't exist if Critical said there's nothing wrong with it, but then, you know, it's like completely I
get it, but I can understand why people said it's a bad take, because if you had him criticizing Moist Critical, if you had Moist Critical criticizing Maximilian Musk for sharing Lolicon images, and then later on, you got a clip of him defending it, that would have been more on point. But I will say that there were people sharing images from Maximilian Muss's Discord.
Yeah, and they all roped
of
it
Lolicon.
on. Yeah, they roped it into the same thing. And for the record, I just want to say, this is the funniest thing I said. I said, I disavow Lolicon, because after I figured out, because I even told my fans or my audience or whoever was watching, go look up the actual definition of it and let me know, come to your own, let me know after reading that if you still support it. Personally, this is why I moved away from the anime community, right? Because I was fucking traumatized, Crow. I really was, right? I was, and I disavow it. I don't support it. And there's some people in the comments who are like, well, this, and that, but I'm just like, I can't pull up the exact comment, but it's like, if it's as simple as disavowing, then tell Critical to disavow it. And then they asked me, well, show me where Critical said that he supported it. And I said, well, show me where Max said that he supported CP.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lost argument on people, because once they got their head in a certain way, they don't actually care what you present to them, right? They've already made up their minds. So if they say it happened and you say, well, prove it, they go, no, it fucking happened. Like, it's a dumb argument, because you just run around in a fucking circle of people. I had a comment that was left to say, it's a pretty, it's not that high of a bar to not be a pedo apologist. Like, yeah. You know what? It's not. It's a high bar, fucking having morals and sticking to them. Maybe one day you'll fucking reach it. I'm like, dude, people just don't fucking care. It's the nature of the internet now. Someone with a massive fucking following decides to say that someone's a fucking pedo. Believe me, it's just going to gain traction. Doesn't need to be true or false. It's just going to gain traction. Anyways, let's keep going on this shit.
How have we called on Discord just before if you didn't have access? I think Dream's memory is failing him here. Our only call was on November the 19th, 2019. The date of the situation occurring was February the 8th, 2020, over 3 months later. To be honest, I don't blame him for not remembering everything with 100% accuracy that I would like to refute regardless.
I'm going to skip ahead a little bit, only because this is very boring.
It was also multiple people that messaged me, not just one, and nothing you said refuted that. When I confronted the kid in question, he told me he had only messaged one person from the Dream account, that being Harley. I didn't see any evidence of him engaging with others on my account other than the ones I have already mentioned, so I would love to know who the other people are that he is referring to. Dream did say to me in private that he couldn't remember, and that is perfectly understandable. This was over a year ago, and we both forgot things. I would have responded to you had you DM'd me. Dream brought this situation into the public from over a year ago, out of nowhere. I certainly was not going to message him if he wasn't going to give me the same courtesy. I mean, if this bothered him so much to the point of responding to some random person on a small subreddit who made a post with a screenshot from my Twitter, why didn't he just DM me earlier to clear things up? I would have responded to him. I'm not sure what his point is here, especially when he left me on red a year ago, which he admits to. Giving his main Twitter to vouch, where he would then from his main Twitter vouch that it was me and say that we were amazing friends and link the documentary to prove it. This just simply never happened. The kid never had access to my Twitter. In fact, this is one allegation that has never seen any extra evidence whatsoever. Dream has glossed over it in every other response he has made. But again, this is probably just him remembering incorrectly. I've said it a number of times already, but this happened over a year ago. Said sexual stuff, claiming it was me. This may not be the most substantial point, but to me, sexual stuff implies a little bit more than just a single comment about a Minecraft sex mod. But this could just be him remembering things wrong again.
Yeah, I don't think so, right? Like, that's the thing that kind of bothered me about this, is that when Dream said it was sexual stuff, he then mentions like several times that it's a Minecraft sex mod. I'm not entirely sure how he was confused about that, because it seems he was pretty fucking aware of what the actual sexual stuff was and confirms what it was. I think it was a way of just making John Swan look worse than was necessary, but yeah. That's my opinion on it. I really don't think that was done with good faith.
To frame it that way, because I don't think he's a fan of John Swan. So correct me if I'm wrong, but did the commentary guys poke at Dream first?
Well, they've done they've done content on Dream for the Minecraft speedrunning stuff.
Yeah, because I heard. Well, okay, yeah, I heard about that, but then I also heard about the whole kittens thing, right?
Well,
and how
his fans are fucking weird, dude.
Yeah, so I heard Dream called his fans kittens or something, and then I wouldn't
Yep.
like. That's all I remember hearing. And the thing with that is, I don't know. I think I understand what they were insinuating with that. Maybe that's why he decided to frame this in that manner, and why he's deciding to do that with John Swan and try to make him look worse than he is, because maybe he's spiteful and maybe he just feels like doing that because of that.
I mean that's a definite possibility. I mean, at the end of the day, it's not like you can actually prove that's what that's about, but I'd say it's definitely likely that something like that's occurring because the kitten shit. But I don't really think John Swan was one of the people doing content on Dream. Like I went through his channel really quick and I didn't see him do a video about Dream, so it seems like a low blow if anything else.
Yeah, I think it was other people actually, but they were memeing about it, I think, on stream. And of course I saw Twitter comments here and there. Yeah, maybe he took that as poking the bear. He got upset and he decided, fuck it, I'm just gonna go ahead and fuck with this guy. I don't know why he was single on John Swan. Maybe he saw it as the easiest target, I guess.
Well, I mean, again, John Swan did make a post about helping somebody out with a video on Dream, so maybe it was like a defensive move that he was pulling. I don't know. Yeah. Like, I don't like it though. Like, I really don't like it.
No, I don't like it either, because
there's something that comes across as very wrong to me. Mm-hmm. But Alpha Russ, I'm going to send you a link to the stream so you can join in. Give me just 1 second, buddy. All right, it's on Discord. Check your messages. All right, let's play a little bit more though. And I'm actually going to move forward to the comments being left, right?
Mm-hmm.
The day after our Twitter back and forth, Dream surprised everyone when he decided to do a 56-minute live stream to 300,000 people going over the allegations, with the majority of the time was spent discussing the DMs that were sent between the kid that hijacked my account and Harley TBS. I'll be including relevant clips in this video. One small clarification before we move on.
Holy shit. Sen, you know what I just realized?
Well, what's up?
He just said I'll be including relevant clips in this video. Uh-huh. He was going to do a video. He recorded the audio and then backed out of it. Oh, that's beautiful.
He just decided not to last minute.
He already has the music pulled together too.
That's kind of funny.
That's fucking great.
There's like a small oversight on his part, but I guess at least he didn't make it, right? At least he didn't make it into a video. I don't know. I think that I saw the Willie Mac shit, right? And that after I saw that, I could, like, all I got out of it, right, at the end of the day was, fuck, John Swan does lie, right? So that's bad.
I mean, like, that's the thing. I think the Pieman situation is. Hey Russ, how you doing, buddy?
Hey, hello.
Hi, how's it going?
Pretty good.
I think the Pieman situation's actual shit that he should be criticized for, but we'll get into it. I just this audiobook is fucking awful.
I never stated anywhere that the kid was 12. I said the kid used 12-year-old humor, but I don't know the kid's age. He could be 13 or even 14 for all I know. In fact, I believe I said around 12 to Dream in private. The assumption that the kid was 12 makes up a lot of Dream's response, so it's important that we keep it in mind as we go on.
He said, things not working out with LT Cobra. For context, LT Cobra is a friend of Harley's.
What's up, Zora?
That John Swan knew about, and was a prior relationship knowing that Harley was having issues with LT Cobra. Interesting. So apparently, Swan claimed to me earlier today that this was his 12-year-old friend that he hasn't spoken to in a year. How? I ask you, how would his 12-year-old friend know about Harley's relationship with LT Cobra? That doesn't line up to me. I just like to say that it does not really line up to me. I mean, that is an interesting scenario, unless his 12-year-old friend somehow knew about this, because they had no prior Discord messages. None at all. Zero. Actually, none. So he couldn't even do research because Harley's old account was actually suspended. Let's move on. And these messages are kind of weird anyway, but not talk about that.
In this clip, Dream puts forward an argument that there is no way that the kid could know about Cobra's prior relationship with Harley. This would have been one of his most compelling arguments in the entire stream, but there is a bit of a problem with this. Cobra scrolled up in our DMs to the day prior to this incident taking place and found some screenshots that explain his knowledge perfectly. Around 24 hours later is when the kids started using my account. I wasn't active in the community around this time due to some personal stuff, so there wouldn't have been many, if any, unread messages, other than a missed call and a single message from none other than LT Cobra. The messages sent about Harley by LT Cobra was likely the first thing the kids saw when he started using my account. The timestamp for the message following the missed call is 12:41 a.m.
Now, again, because I'm locked on the SoundCloud images here, but he actually did show that there's a message in which whoever sent messages to Harley was using similar dialogue that was being used between Lieutenant Cobra and Harley, right? Like calling them a professional or something like that.
Yeah.
Look, at the end of the day, this is all just going to come down to your opinion on the situation. If you think John Swan's being a liar, you think he's being a liar, but there's nothing actually being definitively proven by Dream, right? It's literally his opinion on these things, but John Swan is right. He made it sound like they were definitive statements. So again, I gotta side with John Swan just to be consistent with how I view things. You got to prove what you're claiming. It's his opinion, right? But he says it as if it's been proven, and then does this hour-long live stream with some of the dumbest fucking evidence possible. Like the yup shit, which still to this day, I'm never going to let go. Because I use yup all the... Dude, I use yup all the fucking time. It's like all over my fucking Twitter, right?
Yup.
I was like... And he acts like it's uncommon for people to use the term yup. And mate. Like, they're fucking Australian, man. Mate is like...
Like, mate is like their, like, bro. Like,
yeah.
To the United States. It's like...
Oh, we had someone head out. Dally, if you're watching this later, thank you so much for tuning in tonight. Good night.
Oh, good night, Dally.
Okay, so let's God, I gotta skip ahead because I don't think I can make it through another 5 minutes of this. So I'm trying to get, we got a huge audio spike here. So
Twitter who use grammar. Why is the argument that you echo quite a lot is 12-year-olds big dumb can't use grammar, so must be Johnson?
Well, no, I mean obviously, again,
you do say that.
I think with
that's
grammar,
what you imply.
It's when you combine things together.
12-year-olds can't use grammar.
No, when I was 12, I definitely didn't have impeccable
But you point
grammar.
out basic grammar like full stops and capital letters.
Punctuation, capitals, and even on the capital.
It's like, what, you think 12-year-olds are just like brain dead?
No, what I was complaining about the full stop is another thing that's John. And again, this is something that it's
every
50-50.
human uses full
let me
stops.
say, because like he put it after he used after he said at the moment, right? ATM.
Yeah.
And to me, I would never do that. If I was saying ATM, that's informal.
you.
You're not going to use formal language when you use ATM, but John does. And so I was just, all I was doing was I was saying, hey, all we have to work with is this in terms of text. Let's compare it and let's see what's similar. And I was looking at everything that I found was similar.
I don't know, man. It's extremely weak. Like the full stop at the end of ATM. Like a 12-year-old could put a full stop. If anything, the use of it after ATM like doesn't really seem like something like an adult would do because it's the word ATM isn't a proper
the point is
word,
that John does
abbreviation.
John does it. That's why I was pointing it out. It's because John does that.
John does ATM full stop.
Harley said, "What have you done today? Anything interesting?" And Swan said, "Yeah, I just recorded an exposed video on Skeppy." Harley said, "Ha ha ha, he's a funny guy." And John said, "Also scummy." Skeppy scummy. I don't think. Harley said, "Ha ha ha ha, you did an exposed video? What did you expose him for?" Swan said, "He steals code." Interesting. 12-year-old. Keep in mind, this is a 12-year-old, according to John Swan. 12-year-old. He steals code. Let's look at this verbiage. Exposed video. Now, if I was saying that, I would say exposed video. Expose video. I don't know what you would say. Maybe you would say exposed.
Fucking exposed video.
Let's just say maybe the odds are 50-50. Maybe the odds are 50-50.
Higher than 50-50. Holy
Swan
shit.
himself says.
That's like a 66.
There's plenty more where this came from.
Chance.
That's
used in Steiner.
He's used this vernacular plenty of time. Exposed videos, exposed video. I mean, it's just the D. That's the only thing I'm interested in. The D. I would do that without.
Oh, that's a fucking clip.
Video.
That's a fucking clip.
It is a clip. I mean, what confuses me, like this part right here in particular, because I'm currently reading it, and I also heard it last night with a couple of guys, and one of the things that piques my interest about this is like honestly, I don't think Dream is stupid in regards of knowing, like, 12-year-olds can actually do stuff. Like, there's a couple of smart eggs in the carton, so I could see where he could come from with that in terms of, like, there's like not smart 12-year-olds that are not doing very smart things, but then again, you got to remember it's a child. They're going to do stupid stuff. Like,
well, I think the problem is
when you're 12.
I think the problem is Dream's primary audience is girls under the age of 15, and they're all fucking idiots. So
exactly, because all they want to care about is like this is the whole Dream like mindset thing. Okay, it's Minecraft and Stan absolutely for Dream, and if someone's gonna get in the way of them standing for Dream, they will neckbeard the living crap out of you just to make sure that you leave their Stan alone. It's like it kind of reminds me of and I can't remember who it was. Well, like with Markiplier. You remember when Markiplier first got big and he had like some kind of weird beef with someone?
Yeah,
I can't remember who, but you saw the Markiplier stands just go absolutely bonkers. Because they're all 14, 15-year-olds. Now they're like 25-year-olds working into their job 9 to 5.
So like, and I can't say his name. So I'm going to say Garibba Bubba. Garibba Bubba said Just Stop is 15. I'm like, the thing is, Dream keeps complimenting Harley's intelligence and how fucking smart they are. I'm like, Harley is fucking 15 at the time. So I'm like, you're talking about a conversation with a 15, 12-year-old, right? You're talking about how the 15-year-old is owning the fucking 12-year-old. I'm like, wouldn't that make sense to you? Like, that was a real job. So do you think that maybe they could have fucking trolled Harley a little bit better? Like, I'm just saying, right? Yeah. I don't know.
I feel like the fact that Harley, and I'm trying to figure out what I want to say, but like it seems like for someone who is most of this whole response is just based on the Harley response and like the relationship that Harley has with Dream and John Swan and all that, and it's a red string conspiracy theory here. I could go full Alex Jones here right now and just say, this whole world's going absolutely crazy. I can't believe it. But Dream absolutely did cancel Minecraft. All right, just like simple, like bullshit like that,
Fucking hell, dude. That was a really good impression. That was really fucking good.
I'm gonna, you know what? Press 1 in chat if you want me to be Alex Jones for Halloween. I'll definitely do it.
Oh, dude. Everyone hit a 1 in chat right now.
Crow's already on the dot.
That shit. Okay. All right. Let's skip ahead a little bit more. Because like the Cavos clip was great, right? And if you haven't seen Cavos' interview with Dream, it's fucking hilarious. All right. Let's go to this next part.
All right.
Maybe look at their messages. It seemed interesting. They seemed like very good friends. Very good friends.
Dream then talks about the new name of the account impersonating him and how it was changed to Nicholas Fiorio. he makes a big point saying Nick is my best friend and that it makes no sense that the kid would know who that was. Well, if you've already watched Nick's video, he speculates on that very point and mentions that he appears in, is mentioned, or is credited in 5 of my last 7 uploads. It's very hard to miss Nick if you watch my videos, and I know the kid did at the time, I assume he still does. Nick has a big meme culture around him in the community, and it's not unreasonable to assume that the kid was using his name to troll or mess around.
Why would this randomly be? So these are the scenarios here. One. The 12-year-old is a genius, a mad genius.
I don't get how he shifts from saying the 12-year-old is being super fucking intelligent, but also the 12-year-old is being manhandled by Harley the 15-year-old. I'm like, I don't understand how he puts that shit together. I don't know. This is stupid. This is fucking stupid. I'm done. I'm fucking done.
Yeah.
I'm so fucking done on this drama. You know, I'm telling you right now, I don't think this is going to be it. I don't think this is going to be it. I think John Swan was at least respectful in the way that he presents things in his GoogleDoc / SoundCloud. But I am also going to say, no fucking dream fan is going to sit through 40 minutes of John Swan talking. Their attention span won't handle it. My attention span can barely handle it. And again, I think they're going to latch onto the Pieman situation if they really want to bury him. Now, let's see. I've got some tweets pulled up from Willie Mac, right? But I want to play this one clip, okay? So let's share screen first. I got a couple tweets pulled up by Willie Mac, so here we go. Let's play this. So he put John Swan telling a kid who's 15 that being attracted to a 12-year-old will haunt him for the rest of his life. Nice guy, totally would never lie about a DM.
This is not good. This is something I believe you need to get help with. I don't know whichever avenue you want to take with that, but I think you need to get help because these are the sort of feelings. If you're trying to deny them now, well, earlier, you said in her DMs that these were feelings that you had. I know you're trying to deny them, but I mean, if you legitimately feel this way, and I'm not going to ask you to respond or say if you do or not, right? But if you legitimately feel this way, you need some help, right? You need to go. You need to log off. You need to leave online settings because you cannot have a public platform when you've admitted to this stuff. And this stuff is going to haunt you now forever online. Like you've said that's come out. People are always going to know that. The people are going to know. That's what you're going to be known for. This is not good. This is.
So he actually says down here, John lying about never calling the 15-year-old pedophile while pretty much calling him a pedophile on more than one occasion, then telling him to leave the internet.
Yeah, well, he from the audio, right? Technically, John didn't call him a pedophile, but he just alluded to it, right?
Yeah, there's more audio down here too.
So play that.
Yeah.
I don't think that this is something that you should be doing because 3.5 years, 12 and 15, is a massive gap.
No, it's not. Their kids going through puberty. It's normal.
Now, I could kind of see where he's coming from because, in most circles, many people believe that, you shouldn't date, one school to another school, obviously, middle school to high school or, elementary to middle school, that type of shit. But, at the same time, I mean, as long as they're obviously under the age and they're at a decent age gap, I think it's fair to say they can have a relationship, but at the same time, when one of them being that is the adult in this case, the older one, would that be considered would it be sketchy territory at that point, or would it not? Because that's the question I'm having. Because I mean, the age gap is still the same way, but once that person turns 18, and everyone knows the saying, once you're 18, you're an adult, blah blah blah, that whole stuff, because you're leaving high school, you're going to college.
Yeah, the thing is, right? Pieman's 15. Okay, this person's 12. Okay.
Well, he got tricked, no, because he originally thought the person was
the girl
13.
told somebody and said, "Please don't share this," and that person immediately ratted Pieman out, right? Like just blew the stuff up on the girl, who I guess didn't want any of this stuff going out to people. But again, you're talking about 15 and 12. You're taling about like
3 year age gap.
It's literally not that big of a deal.
It shouldn't be.
It literally isn't. But again, like
John got a little too heated, but I guess if that's his character, I can understand. I mean, it's I guess consistent with his character. He does seem to be very touchy on that kind of subject, right? When it comes to age gaps and shit like that. I mean, he's Australian, and I heard that they're they have their own hardcore views on that shit. I think they're trying to even get rid of anime in a sense because of shit like that.
Yes.
So I can see that why he would react that way. But yes, a little too far. Just a tad, John. Just a tad.
Well, like saying stuff like that's going to haunt you forever. You can't come back from that. You need to leave the internet.
Those are some very hard words to throw at a 15-year-old, man. Like,
well, the thing is,
you can't come back from that.
There were people in that chat saying that John Swan was giving him sound therapeutic advice that you would have to pay money to get. And I'm like, dude, stop fucking with this kid.
Oh, when you phrase it like there's no coming back from that to a 15-year-old, right? And you're John Swan, you're his hero, big influential guy as well. That's kind of saying you have no point to live at this point, in a sense, or you're always going to be stained with this. So why bother, right? That's the most extreme interpretation, but that's kind of like how I'm sure he took it, right?
Now this from Dioria, right? I have no problem why anyone is still spending I have no idea why anyone is still spending actual time talking about a 15-year-old's relationship problems in any capacity. It was super blown up at the time for literally no reason. People debating it now are just as cringe. The fact that this made it past day one is insanity. I mean, like, look, there was a 2-hour stream of people just laying into him, like literally laying the fuck into him. And I remember, like, at one point during the stream, Augie jumps in. Augie says, just keep doing what you're doing, right? It sounded like really sarcastic, and then leaves. And they all ask Pieman, so do you agree with Augie? And he's like, well, I mean, yeah, kind of. And they go, he was joking! And just start fucking ripping this kid a new one. And I'm like, that's why it blew up, okay? Mm-hmm. Now, at the time, it didn't gain that much traction because, look, let's be honest. Nobody in commentary really wants to call out their buddies, right? And I understand that. But what John Swan did was really fucked up, okay? Is it like a game ender? He can never come back from it? No, not at all. But I do think that John Swan should just fucking apologize to the kid because the kid's actually a fan of him. And it went way too fucking far. It went way too fucking far.
I think John's too prideful to apologize.
What?
Sorry, son.
I just said I think John's too prideful to apologize. I don't think he's going to do it.
I think that's an unhealthy way of being.
And I work with a lot of youth, specifically in this age range, and one thing that I've learned immediately working with this age group is that you're very influential at the age of 12 to 15, because what they see, they're gonna sit there and go, okay, I want to do exactly like what this person does. I want to do exactly what this person's gonna do to his car and everything like that. And that's why I kind of actually was pretty shocked by hearing that. Now, I mean, I could not. Maybe I can see if there's like maybe more context outside of those clips, because they're probably going to be like, well, there's going to be context outside of those clips. Well, okay, show me like the whole chunk of time in that podcast or wherever it was, and let's listen to it, because it sounds like to me, yeah, he did something extremely stupid because he knows he has a chunk of his audience that is underage, especially in the middle school, or I don't know what the equivalent of middle school is to Australia is, but like you have a audience, a small percentage of your audience that's that age, and that can be a problem.
Michael, we're going to watch Pieman's video. I'm just going to keep reading through a couple of these tweets, the back and forth between Willie Mack, because Willie Mack says he's dropping a video on Saturday about this. So I want to go through a little bit of the back and forth here. Let's see. So this is Diorio talking about it, right? I've also seen people like DM the kid telling him not to release his video. What the fuck? Who cares? Good or bad? We get loads of worse videos made on us weekly. Why does it even matter? Okay, so when Diorio was saying like we get loads of videos made on us, like I know I'm probably reading into that too much, but Diorio and John Swan are good friends, really good friends, right? So again, I would never expect Diorio to do a video calling out John Swan for the Pieman situation. I wouldn't, but being consistent, I think you should give an honest take that John Swan went way too fucking hard on that kid. And if he said that, fine, but I haven't seen it, and trying to defend it as nothing. No, again, at the very least, John Swan should apologize to the kid. Willie Mack Show says, keep sucking that dick. Like, I was like, holy fuck. That's how you know this shit's just going way out of proportion. Right? The fact that this criticism was intended to do does include John. The entire stream yesterday and yourself is really funny. You're so incredibly biased against John, you can't even accept when I agree with you. The fact of the matter is, if there was a leaked reaction to an exposed video streamed with 8+ people, a video released by the kid, a podcast where the kid took callers to defend himself, or a stream with Augie where we called it all cringe, and your entire video months after the fact. The fact that we are still discussing a drama where a 15-year-old sent a nuclear cringe DM to a 12-year-old makes me like the internet high school has become the internet elementary school, and it's a level pathetic I'd like to avoid. And it goes, don't talk about Zaptime, Nick. It's old news. Motherfucker, my news is 2 months old. That's not at all charitable representation of my argument. Yeah, it just fucking goes back and forth.
Going. Holy shit, dude.
But like again, given John Swan is being put through, John Swan being called out a dream is getting put through a fucking magnifying glass right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I really think if John Swan was smart, he'd get ahead of this shit and just reach out to Pieman, apologize to him sincerely, because other people are going to latch onto that shit and point out to John Swan behaving in a very immoral way. Now, look, I think it's all fucking cringe and shit, but if you watch any of that 2 hours where they just lay into that kid non-fucking stop, and John Swan is the primary one doing it, yeah, it's really fucking bad. It's really fucking bad. But you can't take all the fucking context out and pretend it doesn't exist, because it's real fucking bad. I did a video on it at the time because I was like, what the fuck are you people doing? Like, you're telling a 15-year-old he can never recover from this. It's going to stay with him for the rest of his life. And I'm like, holy shit, back the fuck off.
Yeah. The one thing that I will say, because I did recently turn into that stream for Pieman, and one of the things that I kind of caught myself doing was kind of making that question of, how satisfied do you have to be in order to get your point across? Like, because I could probably say this with a safe bet that Nicholas Diorio and Tommy C, for instance, they're cut from the same cloth in terms of like just that argument style. Like, there has to be total dominance, and sometimes they get that wrong when they're trying to prove that point of dominance. And so, like, with John Swan, I feel like he was trying to fit that mold, but at the same time, that doesn't, it feels out of character to me of John Swan to do that. Because, when you see one of John Swan's tweets, you sit there and go, okay, well, he looks like an intellectual that actually is making some kind of point. But when I watched that video, I kind of sat there and go like, this is like a little too close for discomfort in terms of
Or John's one, yeah, it's all about like I think John has this very perception game-esque thing where he, you perceive him to be very smart because of all the editing and all the work he puts into his videos. But sometimes if you get him live, I think you can see some of the flaws in him, like many other people.
I don't
right?
doubt it. I don't doubt it. I think that man does have flaws.
Yeah,
And
like his unprofessional
everyone has
side.
a flaw.
His unprofessional side.
Who you think you are? It's like
yeah.
Has a flaw.
Well, some people don't think you do. That's the problem. Most of your audience members are.
Oh, Latchkey, thank you so much for the super chat tonight. I really do appreciate it. Latchkey is the stream goth boy. Congratulations. I knight you.
23 flavors.
Okay, so I'm going to move into the video, but you can see the back and forth going between Willie Mack and Diorio and everything, right? Mm-hmm. And look, I won't say that Diorio is refusing to let people criticize John Swan, but I mean, I think to be fair here, Diorio is definitely trying to downplay what happened and act as if it's not that big of a deal. That I think Willie Mack has a good point when he brings up that if it wasn't John Swan, if it was somebody else, right, it would be a bigger story. It would have been a bigger story. It would have been content for a lot of these people, right? Now, Def Noodle's doing it, yeah, abso-fucking-lutely, right? But at the end of the day, if Def Noodles had said all the same shit in that stream, right, they would have laid into him. They would have fucking terrorized him, destroyed him.
Because it's Def Noodles.
Yeah, but like, does that mean that you would do it and then say, well, yeah, but like, let's be honest, it's not that big of a deal? I mean, no. You'd crucify fucking Def Noodles for it and talk about how it's the worst thing in the world. I think it's a fair fucking point. You can't bring up, well, Def Noodles is an awful person anyways. What the fuck, dude? And either it is a good thing or it isn't a good thing or it isn't a thing at all, right? You can't say that, well, if it was Def Noodles because of all the other shit. No, it's either one or the other.
I think you should apply that rule to someone that's like a pedophile or predator. But if you try to apply that rule to like somebody, like Def Noodles is a piece of shit, but like having like a shitty character being a piece of shit, anything like that, like I don't know. I think they should be given at least a little bit of a fair shake, Well,
I mean, let's okay. How about if it was Susie Liu doing it to someone? Yeah, it'd be fucking content for fucking days. Right? At the end of the day, I don't know if that's Diorio admitting that he would turn a fucking nothing issue, or at least something he sees as a nothing issue, into content because he doesn't like the person or thinks that they're a legitimately bad person. Or if he's saying that, well, it is an issue, but I'm not like that's kind of weird defense to it. I think Willie Mack had a good point, but he's clearly fucking just taking shots at Diorio rather than zoning in on that, right?
By the way, Shadow the Hedgehog did post something, says, Courage Judgment. I don't know if you saw, but down the thread, Nick did admit that John should be 100% critiqued for it. I could post the link if you need be.
Yeah, go ahead. Because, like, this is a long fucking thing, right? And I believe me, I didn't read through this entire thing. I couldn't. All right. If I'm biased towards John, why would those be my opinions? Let's see. What bias about saying I don't agree with him and saying the suicide baiting point is terrible? I wouldn't defend the comments he made walking up to the door on the pedophile claim. Where am I protecting John or shielding him? So I think that's what it is here, right?
Yeah, I think that, or it might be the one before that. I might not be mistaken.
No, this is where he says I made no Lex cry.
Yeah, that was the right one.
Okay, this is the right one. Yeah, again, right? I think that's fair. I still think Diorio is kind of downplaying a little bit of it. And I still think Willie Mack has a decent point when he brings up it was Def Noodles. You guys would do content on it like crazy. And Diorio is saying, well, yeah, because Def Noodles has done this, this, and this. No. Like, if you're going to tell me that this is the same as like someone taking a shit, right? Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know how good a fucking analogy for this, right? But if you're gonna tell me it's not that big of a deal, but if Death Noodles did it, you turn it into content. It doesn't speak well to your character, honestly.
Yeah.
It doesn't honestly speak that well to your character. If this is an issue, if it's something you should be criticized for, why do you care if Willie Mack does a video on it? Or why are you acting, why even make statements talking about how it's so stupid to even talk about, right? I don't know. I really don't fucking know. But I'm interested to see Willie Mack's video on it. However, we have been withholding this for the longest fucking time, right? We've been baiting you with it. So let's go into the video. John Swan, mask off.
Yay.
Oh, I gotta go back. I want you guys to miss my cameo.
One of the most respected commentary YouTubers right now is John Swan, a channel which has blown up in popularity during the last year due to his highly edited documentary-style videos, as well as his regular interaction with other commentary channels. Despite his large channel size, John has not received much criticism during his time on YouTube. In the times he is criticized, the arguments presented are usually very poor and spouted by degenerates.
Okay, I gotta say this, right? You know how you can tell that Pieman is a huge fan of John Swan? He's aping the shit out of his style.
Yeah, that was the first thing that I noticed about this video was like there's a lot of eerie similarities to it. It definitely reminds me more of and you might have to watch the first part of his Chris Hansen documentary series that he did. It almost is eerily like similar in the way that he presents the argument. Like it's pretty interesting how this video compares, because it's like it matches per point for me, at least in my eyes.
No, I think that you can clearly see that Pieman is a fan of John Swan, and he's still a fan of John Swan, because look, imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. That is true. He loves the way that John Swan does his videos, and his video on John Swan is largely using John Swan's style of editing.
That's a good point, Latchkey. It's a show theme. It's meant to captivate. That is a good point.
Mm-hmm. And it is one of the reasons why people like John Swan's videos too, right? He's got a great way of editing his shit. Okay, so let's keep going.
Who have done a number of questionable things. John likes to take a relaxed approach to this, making memes and other jokes about the criticism or person making the criticism. So it may come as a surprise that there is one drama or criticism John doesn't like talking about. In fact, when it's mentioned, he gets angry.
No, fuck no. Go fuck yourself. Fuck off. Go fuck yourself.
That's because this time is different. John has lost long-time fans and admirers from this drama, and the vast majority of the community disagrees with him. Therefore, John views his best bet as trying to hide his deep involvement with the allegations, gaslighting about how he originally handled the situation, making up disgusting rumors out of thin air to discredit criticism, and doubling down on all of this multiple times. Today, I will reveal the side.
I actually got to bring this up, right? When I did my video on the situation between John Swan and Pieman, I was blocked by John Swan instantly. Like, he blocked me hella fucking quick on Twitter. Now, could it have been something else that I did? Possibly. But it was the moment I uploaded that video talking about it where I got that block from John Swan. Now, since he has unblocked me, and I do appreciate that, but I will say, anecdotal evidence, yeah, I do think John Swan gets really pissed off when people bring this shit up. Because I don't think it's a good look for him. But you have other people now that are much larger than, you know, my tiny channel at the time. Because at that time, I only had like 1,000 subs, I think. Right?
Yeah.
There are much larger channels about to latch onto this shit. And if the Dream Psycho stands decide to massively promote those videos, I'm saying I understand it's a pride thing for him, but he needs to fucking apologize to Pieman, make peace, because the kid likes him already, you can clearly tell, and just put this shit to bed now versus letting it fucking fester until it becomes something people really do use against him. Because it will be used against him. And that's me being fair. That's me being fair. So
I mean, that's you being honest. And
I think I'm a pretty nice person. I don't hate John Swan at all.
No,
right?
And also I did want to mention this point about Nicholas Diorio's involvement in all this. Like, someone did mention this when we were watching this video last night, and said, "Well, I mean, if you think about it, really, in a way, maybe because of their friendship, maybe Nicholas is trying to actually like not in the public light criticize John Swan, but like, as friends do, they obviously will have fights and makeup and everything like that. It's and I think because I think Nick sees that there's the working relationship being could be in danger of that, especially because of the whole KSI stuff. Because those videos have actually helped him out tremendously for like his upcoming videos and everything. And like, it's one thing to have a working relationship, but it's also another to have personal. And so I think that's where I'm seeing we're seeing the whole part of Nicholas answering to John Swan's alleged crimes, I would say, because like I want to see more proof of this before I could actually say, yeah, he did this.
Yeah. Again, fair, right? Like, I don't think anybody here is doing this, is making any statement on John Swan because they fucking hate John Swan. They want to see him destroyed, right? I think Willie Mack might. I think Willie Mack might. But, I'm just going by the Twitter interactions, right?
Yeah.
But, like, again, watching this, we're going to keep going. This is something I really do think John Swan fucked up on, and he should just make peace with that kid. That's all he has to do. That's literally all he has to do. Just man up and make peace with Pieman. Mm-hmm. Not that hard to do. Really not that hard. That kid is such a huge fan of John Swan. He would accept that apology immediately. And then back him up when other people try to use it against him.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That's my armchair diagnosis.
Armchair diagnosis. Okay, armchair quarterback.
Let's see. The lying and manipulating aside, John will finally go mask off. Let me be clear, I'm no John Swan hater. In fact, I quite like his content. After his last video was released, I complimented him in his Discord server. I also defended him against some weird Twitter spags who had made disgusting comments about his sister. So even after all John has done, I don't let personal issues get in the way of facts and what is right and wrong. In December of last year, Mr. Toxics, a terrible person for many reasons, posted pretty weird DMs between me and a girl who asked him not to leak it. He ended up posting the DM screenshot on a burner Twitter account, tagging practically everyone I know and calling me the most disgusting things. Most people who saw the original thread were small commentators and didn't have much of a reaction, apart from criticizing Mr. Toxics for leaking a DM from someone else without permission. The larger community only caught on to the allegations via an A-Star tweet, but that isn't the full story. Both John Swan and A-Star's Twitter accounts were suspended in September 2020 due to Anonymous Gene and Chris Hansen. Both got their accounts back, but John got us back way earlier than A-Star's. In fact, during the time he was suspended, A-Star created another account which he still uses to this day. Twitter support, that was just a joke. Please don't ban A-Star again. Anyway, A-Star's account didn't have many followers back in early December, so many of his tweets didn't gain traction. The meme tweet referencing the allegation, which by not including my age and using this specific format implies I'm over the age of consent, which I am not, had no eyes on it until John Swan, an account with over 22,000 followers at the time, replied to it and tweeted about it again and again, driving it into the forefront of the community's mind. Admittedly, he didn't quote tweet or retweet his tweets about it, but the sheer volume of tweets about it would more than make up for this.
Well, let's actually go back.
He didn't. So many of his tweets using this specific format imply.
Okay, so yeah. That's pretty fucked up, A-Star.
As I'm over the age of consent, which I am not, had no eyes on it until John Swan, an account.
Okay, so this is the clip that he put out there, right? Just turned 12. I feel like a pedo about the same time. For some reason, I'm turned on a bit more, right? fucking, that's on Pieman. That shit's legitimately on Pieman, right?
That's on Pieman, definitely. I mean, like, you look, if I was in his age, like, if I was in his age in this day and age, I still wouldn't even say something like that shit. That's like some cringe shit. Like, I'm not even kidding.
Yeah. Now, again, you're talking. Here's the thing that I understand about Pieman. Hold on. Pieman. Oh, Pieman's in the chat. Dude, hey, Pieman, you want to come on?
Oh yeah,
I'll give you a link and you can explain some of this stuff. I'm totally fine with that. Like, I can see why someone seeing that message though would immediately get like a red flag off in their head. Now, to me, knowing Pieman is 15, I'm kind of like, right? Because he actually features me in his video. I was so happy. Happy. I'm going to keep playing it, though. But Pieman, can you DM me on Twitter? Because I don't know what your Twitter handle is, but I'm going to give you mine. There you go. Just DM me on Twitter, and I'll shoot you a link. All right, I'm going to keep playing it, though, because I want to freeze on one thing.
With over 22,000 followers at the time, replied to it and tweeted about it again and again.
Okay. That's still messed up. You're not helping yourself. No. Leave the internet. Ha ha ha. I missed that one, but yeah, he did talk about this a lot on Twitter. Now, that's a pretty large amount, I guess.
I mean, to be fair with John Swan, I think he was probably saying like, yeah, this is actually a really cringe thing that he posted. But I think I'm like, don't be a dead horse about it. You know, it's like, if I see something that's cringe, I'm gonna sit there and go, oh, okay, that's a little cringe, but okay, like, move on. You know. There's a raid on your Twitter, apparently.
Wait, no, don't. Rev, stop encouraging that. That's me.
Rev, how dare you?
Rev likes to troll the shit out of me, and he never stops. Okay, here we go. Okay, I got you, Pieman. I'm going to send you the link now.
Yeah. This is cool. No, we're getting behind the scenes of this video, so
I actually do like that a lot, right?
Yeah,
going behind the scenes on this shit, right?
Yeah, like so there's a channel that I follow. I know this is a little bit off topic, but there's a channel called Alex Steele, and I like his behind the scenes, like how he tells you how he's gonna do all the like the folds and the metal and everything, because he forges swords and knives and everything. I like that because it tells you what exactly he's gonna do, and then he does it, and you watch in amazement, like, oh my god, he actually did what he actually said he was gonna do. It's not like a magic show.
Okay, I'm gonna make a community post. Pieman joins the stream to explain the situation with John Swan directly.
Yeah.
Pieman, hello.
Hello.
Hello, Pieman.
Pieman. I think you might have done it without his audio mic. Oh, yep. Hello.
Pieman, are you there? Okay, if your mic's not working, leave this, right? Exit out and then re-enter, and it should fix it.
You can't hear anything. Oh, okay.
Okay, all right. Here, I'll put it in the chat. Leave the stream, close browser, re-enter.
Yes, Alex Steele is really good. Like, I highly recommend his channel if you like forging and like how metal work.
Well, did you see that one channel where the dude takes like a fucking rusted out iron chain, right? And he makes a fucking katana.
I can't think of the name of it.
Dude, that is the best fucking video I've ever seen. Dude. It's like he shows you the entire process of taking this rusted fucking chain and turning it into this sharp, sick ass katana. Like that stuff's good.
So
that stuff's real good.
So someone actually made a thing recently. So the whole thing on TikTok was this this guy who can actually do like this huge like ship, well, I wouldn't say ship, but like a medium, like a pretty beefy size, like links of chain down to like a little chain and made it like into a bullwhip. And I seen the process of it, and it's like, whoa, this is crazy. Pieman tried to say something.
I'm giving him directions in the private chat to make sure he set his settings properly.
Okay.
Yeah, but we'll keep going in the meantime.
Okay.
Forged in Fire is amazing. Wait, what?
Yes, Forged in Fire is.
Did someone say something?
Oh, wait, I think you got it. Hello, Pieman?
We can hear
I'm
you.
here.
Okay, hey.
Yay.
Pieman, I gotta ask, are you Australian?
Yes, I am.
He's a mini John Swan.
Yeah, kangaroo fight.
Hey, let me ask you a question, right? Because my theory is you're a huge fan of John Swan, and I see his style of video in the video you did. Is that intentional?
Yes, it is intentional. I sort of tried to mimic his style, because something I noticed with a lot of exposed videos is when they respond to the exposed videos, they criticize the quality of the video. So I thought, well, if I do it in John Swan style, there's not really much to criticize there.
I mean,
that's actually pretty smart.
Yeah, I did notice, like, I don't know if did you kind of use the style of the Chris Hansen videos or something? Because like I felt like
not really,
like point.
Actually, in the little disclaimer near the beginning, I actually sort of ripped that off the disclaimer at the start of the Anon Gene video.
Oh, okay.
Like with the red text and stuff, where I said red text makes words look dramatic and stuff.
That is actually very true. That's something that I could definitely verify.
Oh man, I'm learning so many tricks and secrets. It's so great today. All right, so let's keep going through the video. And if you want me to pause some more, Pieman, to explain something, go ahead. But I'll probably have some questions for you as we keep going. Okay.
Sure.
But I have to ask, right? No, I'm going to save it. I'm going to save it for when we get to the part.
Driving it into the forefront of the community's mind. Admittedly, you didn't quote tweet or retweet his tweets about it, but the sheer volume of tweets about it would more than make up for this. John Swan, more than any other person, obviously apart from Mr. Toxics, blew up this drama into the mess it became, becoming the hero leading the charge against me. It is very clear that without John, none of what transpired would have happened. John, whether he likes it or not, is an influencer, and is a highly respected one at that. After John tweeted at me, many of the same small commentators which thought the drama was stupid did a 180 and started calling me vile things, trying to keep up with whichever side was more popular, with their actual thoughts being irrelevant. Again, showing the idiocy of small commentators. One of the most...
Hey, Pieman.
Yep.
What do you mean idiocy of small commentators?
Well, what I said is when the DMs first originally leaked, people said, oh, this is stupid, who cares? And then when John Swan started tweeting about it, they're like, oh, this is horrible. So I'm saying, quite a lot of small commentators, they're a bit, they go to whichever side the wind is blowing. I'm not saying all, but quite a few.
I don't know if I accept that. I'm not gonna lie.
I could see the argument.
I still feel like personally slighted by this.
Well, like I said, it's not all small commentators, but quite a bit.
Okay, all right. That's fair. You saved yourself. Mm-hmm. I was gonna lay into you for calling me a doofus. I'm smarter than you. Fucking IQ, like my IQ is something. It's high number.
189.
My IQ level is 189.
Disappointing things about this mess was people I'd considered friends turning their backs on me, while as I admit to this day and apologized for repeatedly at the time of the drama, what I said was weird and very, very stupid. It was nothing more, and much of what commentators, big and small, said of me was tantamount to slander. You can look in the Wayback Machine or find screenshots of some of this, but the only valid tweets or comments I will show in this video are from people who have refused to apologize to me or accept some wrongdoing. I completely forgive anyone involved who apologized, so there's no reason to bring up their past. The only exception is that one tweet from A-Star which implies me being a pedo and overage. This is to provide context for the previous and coming up discussion about John's tweets. A-Star and I have talked and worked this all out, so please do not call out A-Star for this. I don't have time to explain exactly how I'm not a P-word in this video, but I recommend videos by Crows of Judgement, Bunk, who goes into great detail about it, and a clip from an Orgy stream. I'll show a few clips now.
I don't know what you want me to say.
There you are.
What?
Who's that guy? Who's that guy?
I am flattered, sir, that you included me in this very well edited video. Flattered indeed.
Well, I just thought, I don't want to go into great detail explaining all things, and you did a pretty good job, so I just put some clips in to make it easier.
Hey, pretty good job is better than what most people say about my content.
Yes. I just have to say, with the A-Star tweet, and John Swan replying to it, I didn't have a problem with them saying it was weird, but with the context of it, A-Star was replying to a tweet from Keemstar with a picture of red kiwis in a plane and a picture of Google saying that the age of consent in the Philippines is 12. So that's, comparing me to red kiwis directly, because A-Star never said that I was 15 in his tweet. And then, so that sort of already implies that I'm, pedo. And then replying to that, John Swan just posted a picture of that leaked DM. He never gave any context to, clarify that I'm not red kiwis,
Well, I get what you mean. They posted your shit with a meme image of fucking red kiwis, taking a flight to the Philippines because age of consent is 12, right? Look, it is meant as a joke and everything, but at the same time, it's something where if you really don't know about the situation, and that's your first time hearing about it, the first thought in your head is, holy shit, this person's just like red kiwis.
Yes, because I go into this later, where I say that if John Swan just thought it was funny and stuff, that would be fine. But he obviously thinks it's a very serious situation. And if he thinks it's a serious situation, then he shouldn't be introducing it to his 22K followers through some memes, which can definitely change people's minds in the situation, and it's not provided with the full context.
Yeah, no, I like I said, I think it's fair for you to point that shit out, because if I was seeing that for the first time, I would immediately think that there's some creeper like red kiwis out there that nobody knows about. And his name is Pieman. That's like, what is he doing with the pies with these children? Is he asking the children to stick things into the pies? Like, I'm being facetious and shit, but but no, it would that would be my first thought if you like post a comparison to fucking red kiwis, who's a known, let me just word this carefully, who is known for sexting and exchanging nudes with a girl that he engaged with when she was 12 and obtained the nudes when she was 14, right? That's a whole other story. By the way, someone pointed this out, Minilad is banned on Twitch, and I think red kiwi should be banned from everything, because the dude openly admits to it and blames the girl for tricking him. That's like, holy shit. Holy fucking shit. I am amazed that person's allowed on the platform. Especially because he does content for kids. Like, that's so many fucking red flags.
I'm getting headaches like I got with Line Maker last year. Oh my lord. Like, take a wheel. Honestly.
I guess there's an argument about what things people do outside of the platform should not be okay. But I think, pedophilia, that crosses the line if anything does.
Oh, I mean, if you're going to say, well, it's off the platform, fuck no. If you're a content creator for kids, right? Your content is primarily viewed by kids, and you're also a fucking dude who has openly admitted to exchanging nudes with a 12-year-old, right? Like, I'm sorry, but there's no, well, I mean, guys, it happened off the platform. Let's cut the guy some slack. Nah, fuck that shit. Fucking call the cops. Call the FBI. I'm amazed that person is in a fucking prison cell right now. And again, is allowed on the platform. That's why I said, like, I hated this idea. Like, there's a time where I would say cancel culture is the worst thing ever. I still agree with that, right? But then I look at someone like Red Keys and I'm like, well, some people should be canceled.
Yeah, like that. The fact that he's still on the platform and Mini Lad just got kabooted on Twitch, which from what I understand, I heard something. I think they're saying that he might have like a YouTube stream coming soon. I don't know if that's gonna happen.
Oh, he better fucking not.
Oh, look. Look, people are gonna try to use the Dr. Disrespect thing as an excuse. Like, the difference is we still don't know how the fuck Dr. Disrespect got banned. Like, come on, people.
Yeah, I have a theory on why Dr. Disrespect got banned. He's a dude on Twitch who went into a bathroom. Do you remember when Twitch? We'll get back into the video, but do you remember when Twitch, right? They banned a guy who was live streaming, and as he was live streaming, someone shot him, right?
Oh yes, I remember.
And Twitch banned him for the fucking violence on his channel. I'm like,
who got shot?
Dude was shot by somebody.
So violent. Ooh, excuse me.
It's like, holy fuck! Like, that's not. That was Twitch like fucking throwing so much salt into that dude's open gunshot wound.
That was the lemon juice in the wound. All right.
I'm actually wondering with that case, if that person was shot and that live stream was the only record of that, if the police could force Twitch to unban him just for that clip. Just hypothetical.
Actually, because of the DMCA shit, like, because in September people were getting secondary DMCA takedowns because Twitch actually does still keep your VODs, but it does it for, I think, and I would have to look this up again, but it's like deleted VODs are held up to 6 months after they were deleted. So I think I might have to re-look into that again, but if that was the case and that was very, very recent, then yeah, he could subpoena Twitch and actually get that clip.
Well, I think the thing is a lot of people did clip it too. So it's not like it doesn't exist anywhere else.
Oh, yeah, no.
Yeah. But I think that you could make a strong legal argument that Twitch needs to make it public for the police, at least give them the video. I don't think that they could force an unban. Like, I don't think that would ever happen. Yeah. And Twitch is just notorious for having the weirdest implementation of their rules. Like, people complain about the implementation of YouTube's rules, but Twitch is so much fucking worse because they'll take things that openly violate their terms of service and excuse it and just have no issues with it. Or they'll issue like a small little mini ban. Remember when fucking what's her face, Pokimane had to actually ask Twitch to ban her?
Oh yes, that was when Nip Slip 2019 happened.
Yeah.
That was at Alindy, I think.
Oh,
well, so there was this channel, right? And it was just playing fucking, I think it was like playing lesbian porn, right? On Twitch. And there were Twitch mods in the fucking chat at the time watching it. And the person running the channel switched it to gay porn and they instantly fucking banned it. And I was just like, guys, holy shit. You can't be that fucking obvious. Just like leave it and ban it like tomorrow. Don't fucking do it the moment they fuck your group. It's like, fuck, man. Yeah, but like fucking Twitch mods are just fucking garbage people. I swear to fucking God. All right, let's keep going.
Say the guy, the kid is 15. I'll tell you all a secret, right? And it's probably going to be fucking canceled. When I was 14, I dated a girl who I think was 12. We're like a grade apart, but like she then turned 13 and then I was still 14, but then I turned 15. So that probably means I should be fucking canceled. These guys are fucking stupid as shit.
You need to go off, you need to log off. You need to like leave online settings because you cannot have a public platform when you've admitted to this stuff. And this stuff is going to haunt you now forever online. Like you've
These dumbasses call this sound therapeutic advice, telling a 15-year-old that this is going to haunt you forever. You can't have an online platform. You need to log off, get off the internet. Sounds like a fucking threat to a 15-year-old. You dumbass. Am I saying like you're threatening to do something? No, it sounds like you are trying to terrify this kid. But again, let's be clear here, because I think that their standard, because they're fucking brain damaged, right, is that because she's 12 and he's attracted to her, right, that means that he will forever be attracted to 12-year-olds. As you get older, right, things change. Stop trying to weaponize accusations of pedophilia. Educate this fucking kid. No, instead you're taking this fucking moral Sorry. Instead you're taking this moral fucking high ground on a 15-year-old, telling him that this will haunt him forever. You can't be online. This is going to haunt you forever. You can't have a platform. Haunt you forever. Sound therapeutic fucking advice.
Dude, I just exposed him.
Sound therapeutic advice.
Well, there are that, like, if you watch that stream at a certain point, like, people in the chat are back, or people in that fucking stream were backing up John Swan, talking about how it was that's the type of advice you get from fucking therapy. You'd have to pay money to get that advice. I'm like, no fucking therapist would ever tell someone that's a patient that something will haunt them forever and they will never get over it. Right. And like, I'm just like, guys, go fuck yourselves. Like, holy shit. I was blown away by watching that shit. Now, I have to ask Pieman, if John Swan, right, if he came out, if he actually gave you an apology for the shit that was said, would you be willing to accept it?
100%. Even near the end of this video, I say, if John Swan apologizes, I'll put this whole thing in the past and I'll tell everyone not to bother him with it anymore.
Okay. That's what I wanted to hear, right? Because I don't think that I think it's pretty clear. You're not someone who hates John Swan's guts. You're out for fucking revenge. You want attention. You want to ride that guy for clout. You didn't even post this video to your main channel, right?
Yes. Well, I think I did that more because, I don't want my main channel filled up with this drama sort of stuff.
Yeah, it's kind of similar how Nick does it with Nicholas DeGoria too, because like a lot of his documentaries recently have been on his second channel.
All right, so this is the next clip from Augie. Do you want to give any context for it before we play it?
Well, this is more them talking about A-Star, because A-Star went on to Nicholas DeGorio's stream where they were ranking creators, and then I came up, then A-Star came in and started talking about how he exposed me about it.
Okay, all right, so let's go.
There's not much
You might be listening or whatever. You might be thinking like, well, okay, what's wrong with that? He's talking to a 12-year-old. You just talked about red kiwis or whatever. No. Here's the one minor little detail that changes the whole story.
Yeah, that Aiden brings up in the clip.
Pieman is a retarded 15-year-old, all right? And I'm saying that seriously. He doesn't have any friends. There's DMs.
Wait, I'm sorry. I gotta go back. Did you fucking put that text there?
Clip.
Pieman is a retarded 15.
I'm not retarded or autistic, but I get the point.
Yeah, I'm not sure where that came from. Bird started talking about how I'm autistic, and he said it in a few tweets. But I never said that. And then I think he said, well, if he says he's not autistic, then he must be lying. And I thought, well, I don't remember ever saying I'm autistic.
Well,
I get the point.
Okay. So just to confirm for the record, 100% not autistic, because I will be honest with you. I had heard that at the time, and I forget who had said it, but that was actually being spread around by a few people. And I assumed that you were, because I didn't know who the hell you were at all. And a lot of people were saying it. So that's on me too. But I just assumed you were because there's nothing wrong with being autistic, right?
Yeah, I know there's nothing wrong. I'm not autistic though.
Okay, all right. You're not lying to me, right?
Not lying.
Okay.
I was like waiting for the video to continue, and you just sitting there like, You're not lying to me, are you?
15-year-old. All right, and I'm saying that seriously. He doesn't have any friends. There's DMs where he's like, I've never talked to girls before. Twitter is the only time I get to talk to girls or whatever. So he sends a cringy DM to a 12-year-old while he's 15. 3-year age gap. They're both minors.
Know he's 12 at the time.
They're both minors.
Well,
the DM was like,
15 and 12.
the DM was basically saying stuff like, "Oh, I just found out you're 12, and I kind of feel like a pedo or something like that." And stuff. It's a sketchy DM. I'm not gonna lie. The DM is sketchy. The DM is questionable. That being said, we're talking about 2 minors here. Everyone around this kid or whatever, this kid is fucked up socially. All right. Everyone around him immediately turns to him. Everyone calls him a pedo or says he's gonna grow up to be a pedo, even though he's like a fucking kid who sent a cringy DM to another kid. This is a nothing burger, guys. I'm sorry, but there's nothing to this. It's 2 kids. All right. I don't give a fuck. Who cares? Who cares? Who cares? I don't care. Sorry, don't care.
Anything or been neutral.
Dude, I caught in that kid's show. I support him. I am unironically a Pieman fan. All right, I like Pieman. I don't give a fuck what he did. I could care less. That's my. Maybe that's a nuclear stance. I don't care.
Let me start by clarifying that.
Well, there you go. Augie's a fan.
Yeah, actually, something kind of funny is when Augie called into my stream, and then he went, "Oh, you're just do what you're doing and stuff." And then then they asked me, "Oh, do you agree with it?" And I said, "Well, yeah." And then Rithril said, "Oh my goodness, he was being sarcastic. How stupid are you?" And they posted to Twitter and stuff. And I thought, well, now you can tell he wasn't exactly being sarcastic.
Yeah. Well, see, at the time, right? I assumed he was being sarcastic because I literally had no context from his other statements on it, right? But I was like, he just pops in for a second. He says that, and they immediately just fucking ripped into you. And I was like, oh my fucking God. That was it was a bit too much to fucking like watch, because I'm sitting there going like, what are you guys fucking doing? Like, why are you fucking doing this to this kid? I don't like stuff like that, right? I really don't. I find it really fucked up that people were going in on you that fucking hard. But it did not fucking stop. Like, it just kept on fucking going. So how do I say it? That stream was like legitimately over 2 hours long. And a lot of it was just you being crucified. It's kind of uncomfortable to watch, honestly. But let's keep playing your video here.
Yeah.
Because this is from X8.
I'm just saying, this video, I had to speed it up like 1.5 times because this person talks really slowly. Just saying.
Fair.
I can't tell. Was that you taking a shot at this person?
Well, it was just like, a little joke. I mean, nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying he talks pretty slowly, so I had to speed it up.
Okay. All right. Just making sure.
You don't have to speed it up. Yeah.
Just making sure. Oh, I haven't been speeding up your video at all. I should probably do
I'm
that.
I'm not saying you have. Yeah, you can do it if you want.
If you will.
All right. Well, let me play this without the speed up, though, or otherwise it's going to turn into chipmunks talking.
The girl involved in this is a hormonal minor in a kind of similar age group, just the same as Pieman. Why are we holding a 15-year-old accountable for their flirtatious conversations with another minor? A 15-year-old is not smart enough to know what they're saying and know the implications behind what they're saying and really grasp, the concept of sexuality at 15 years old. Now you might be like, oh, well, the age difference, it's. He said he's turned on by that. That's so, he's a creep. He's a weirdo. Maybe he doesn't even know what that really means. And he's 15. You can't hold him accountable for that. You can't say that, he understands what it means to say that. And then also say, he's too young to date someone who's 20 years old because he's not mature enough yet. You can't have both, especially if what he's saying is true, where, once he learned their age, he kind of backed off. This could definitely be, like a learning experience for the guy. It's definitely not, something easy, but it's not something he should be canceled over.
Okay, first off, holy shit, if that's you speeding up the video, that guy's got to talk incredibly fucking slow.
He does.
Holy fuck. No disrespect, because I actually really agree with this point, and I said the same thing. Because during my video, I was like, you need to educate Pieman. You don't need to sit there and say it's a fucking life ender. Like, holy fuck.
Yeah.
But I think I am going to speed this up just a little bit because.
Yeah, and someone pointed out that that's Connor. Yes, it is Connor, and Connor's probably one of the most, I would say, I wouldn't say per se based people on YouTube. I say he has a pretty good track record of just telling it like it is. But like he really hit the nail on the head on that, which I do appreciate that Connor does.
Okay, so I got to read the super chat and point out that super chats give me hookah strength. Max Zoran said John Swan probably has never talked to the opposite sex without scaring the hell out of them. He shouldn't judge too harshly. Had to read it. It was a super chat, and Max Zoran is funny as shit. So,
thank you, Max, for the super chat.
Yes.
All right. Again, this stream is not about hating on John Swan. I think I've been as nice as I can about this, because at the time when I did this video in December, I was pretty pissed. Like, I was pretty pissed because I had just watched that fucking stream, right? Mm-hmm. Again, because you said you're willing to accept the apology, John Swan should really fucking apologize, because you have that Willie Mack guy who it really seems like he's got an axe to grind against him. And if the Dream stands or Dream want to keep their fucking drama going with him, the easiest thing is just to latch onto the shit that he did to you and paint him out as this evil, malicious liar, right? It's not that hard to fucking do, right? I'm not saying he is. I'm just saying it's not that hard to paint someone in a negative light. Yeah,
actually, I was talking with Aiden Projects, and I even told him that if John Swan were to upload his Dream video, I would wait a few days before posting it, because I don't want to seem like, I'm trying to get people to harass more stuff. And actually, one criticism I have of my own video is near the end, I go, a bit too harsh on John, I think, because I wanted to make it like, I was getting into making it this dramatic, epic video, and I went a bit, hyperbolic. But yeah, that's one of my criticisms of the video. I think I could have gone a bit less harsh on John towards the end.
Well, Harley's in the chat now. My video about John and Dream situation is dropping today. So it's midnight right now. So I assume they mean probably in the morning.
Yeah.
Probably. Actually, I don't know what time zone Harley's in, so they could be fucking morning there. God damn it. Talking to people from other countries trips me out. What time is it in Australia right now, by the way?
It's 3:12 p.m.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it's like some Central Time, that's 14-15 hour difference.
I'm not sure exactly, but I'll take your word
on that. Yeah.
So Harley says their video's in 12 hours. Guys, check out Harley's channel. Harley's clearly here because actually, Harley, come on the stream so I can suck up your clout. You got clout to spare, so fucking join us.
I'm not sure if it'll work. Harley went into my friend's podcast, and then it ended up getting like 100 views. So
yeah,
well, we're already past 100 views. So if Harley can add 100 views, I think that's worth it. I think it's worth it. Latchkey's about 10 p.m. there. That's Pacific time zone. Crow, you should react to Elucid's reaction to Pieman's video. It's unlisted, but I sent you the link. Did you DM it to me on Discord or Twitter? Because I'll react to it.
I think he said Discord earlier. So
okay, I'll check it out then. It's 6 a.m. Fuck off! Just hop on.
Get on, Harley.
You might just have to do like an ASMR. Like,
well, maybe
Harley, man up, man.
He's good at doing that.
Man up. It's 1 a.m. over here. We're still going. I mean, it's like fucking. That's like a perfect fucking time. I'm sending you a link, anyways. Get on here. You're a coward. All right, let's keep going.
It's also worth noting that a lot of the commentary community thought the drama was overblown, and I wasn't as bad as many said. John Swan was one of the only large commentators who thought I was a horrible person and that the drama is important. In fact, as I'm making this video, John is one of the only commentators who still believes I'm a danger to this community and should get off the internet. John is alone in this drama, so that's why he prefers it if no one pays attention. Now,
okay, now I gotta ask, right? You made a pretty serious claim there, right? Do you have proof of that? That he thinks that you're a danger to this community?
Well, he said that I shouldn't be allowed to have a platform, and I think it's insinuating, I think, because saying that I shouldn't be allowed to have a platform and saying, I think there's a tweet, I don't know if I have it, I'll just check.
Yeah. I want to see it because don't get me wrong, I get what you mean when he says you shouldn't have a platform.
Here, one tweet that says, remove yourself from the internet to ensure that you will not fall guilty to the same urges again. Remember, you are being turned on by a literal child. Now that sounds like he thinks I'm a danger to a...
Yeah, I would say that's true. Can you hit share screen and show the tweet, or do you want to send me a link to it?
I'll just share screen.
Yeah. Actually, send me a link on Twitter as well if you can.
Oh, okay.
Oh, here's Harley.
Hey.
Hey, guys.
Hey, Harley. How you doing?
How you doing?
Okay, so it's 6 a.m. there?
Yeah, I just got up.
See?
I sent it now.
Okay, are you sharing your screen?
I don't think.
Oh yeah, okay. I got it in my. Okay, here we go. I'll share mine here. Just give me 1 second.
All right.
Actually, I got two things from you. I'm not too sure which one it was, so I just opened it on both.
Well, yeah, party. OV1. It's really early in the morning. Like it's a 7-hour difference between.
Harley looks tired. I am.
me and Harley. So that's like you said it was 6. 6.
Yeah, 6 a.m. I literally I just woke up, finished up my script, and then I'm gonna record the audio and get it done by 6 p.m. GMT, 1 p.m. EST.
You're about 7 hours away from.
I sort of. I need to go now. I need to get into a call with someone.
Okay, buddy. Take it easy. Okay.
You take it easy,
okay. If I finish before then, I'll hop on back.
All right, sounds good. We'll probably go for maybe 3 hours tonight because we still got to get through your video. But I'm going to read this tweet out that you just sent me. How can you control that? Step 1 is to remove yourself from the internet to ensure that you will not fall guilty to the same urges again. Remember, you are being turned on by a literal child. Step 2 is to get some kind of therapy or help because this can't go on, dude. Yeah, I'm trying to be like as fair and as nice as I can to John Swan on this shit, right? I really am. I really am. But I don't know how he can go on to say, I never called him a pedophile when he put out a tweet like that after talking about a situation with the 12-year-old girl. Like, I don't know how you can hold that thought in your head. At the very best, you're heavily fucking implying it. And you are saying that it's dangerous for him to be on the internet because he could fall guilty to those same urges. And I'm like, come on, dude. Like, it's a horny fucking 15-year-old.
Well, and one of my things about this tweet, as I'm reading it, and one of the first questions that I'll probably follow up with Pieman about is the step 1 part is to remove yourself from the internet, ensure that you don't fall guilty to the same urges again. I feel like I think, and you could probably make an assessment of this, Crow, but I feel like this was like he it seemed like he hesitated. Like it seemed like he was going for it at first, but then it's like he hesitated back from like saying full on like you're a pedo, you know.
Yeah, I mean, like the thing he stopped short of saying pedophile, right? But at the same time, it's like, how do you read the statements that he's made? How do you watch the statements he also made in the video, and then not come to that assumption that's what he's calling that kid. Like,
yeah,
I mean, that's, I never saw that tweet, by the way. Like, it's the first time
I never did either. So this is something that
I've never spoke about my opinion on this so far. I did criticize Pieman on his video because I feel like there are a good few mistakes in his video with like presentation, the fact that he doesn't have all the evidence to back up his claims. I feel like he comes off a bit too emotional in the video. So instead of critical, it comes off like emotional, which is not the way you want to take commentary, if you get what I mean. And I feel like the video does fall flat on a lot of the points. I feel like if he focused more on stuff like the whole John said he was suicide baiting, if he focused more on that, I feel like he could have had like a lot more to like swing with, if you know what I mean. So with the whole situation, I'm not going to say that John was insinuating it or not, because that seems like I don't know. I've been in a few too many dramas. So I'm not going to make any sweeping claims recently.
No. Yeah, no, that's fine.
Like I think like with this type of language, and I've seen John tweet a lot of stuff from back in the day when I first started following him like a year ago on Twitter, that I would say in common sense form is kind of cringy. Probably should delete that tweet. But it's like someone told me something that really really resonates with me, and says that the words that you put on the internet can ring 1,000 times more than what you can say in person.
Yeah, look, on Harley's point and everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
I respect what Harley's saying, and I respect Harley not wanting to get roped into more drama. I get that. It's kind of why I'm being a little bit more careful with the way I'm wording things. However, I'll be a little bit more definitive and say that everything that I watched in that original stream, right, that 2-hour fucking stream where they are just ripping into Pieman like crazy, right, and seeing the statements on Twitter, right, and seeing the post where A-Star is comparing him to fucking red kiwis. And John Swan follows it up with a clip from his messages. I don't know how. Again, I'm trying to word it fucking carefully, but I don't know how to look at it any other way than John Swan directly, pretty fucking heavily at the very least, implying that Pieman is a pedophile, or at the very least is displaying pedophilic tendencies. And it's dangerous for him to be online when he says something like, remove yourself from the internet to ensure that you will not fall guilty to the same urges again. Remember, you are being turned on by a literal child. I mean, look, someone who's turned on by a literal child, to me, would be a fucking pedophile, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not, that to me is a pedophile. If you're turned on by children.
On his wording. I feel like John's wording, I feel like he's way too careful with it, so it's hard to like line up. I feel like John cares a lot about PR, so I feel like this whole tweet is more just him evading saying anything that could come back on him properly, if you know what I mean.
And my thing is, right now, because of the drama with Dream and so many people having John Swan under a magnifying glass, right? And those tweets that I showed today or early in the stream, between Willie Mack, going after people in commentary for not talking about the John Swan stuff. Willie Mack doesn't have a tiny channel, right? He's got like 70,000 subs or close to it. That's a pretty significant channel size for someone to be taking a shot at John Swan with this drama. Now, maybe it falls flat. However, there's a lot of people that are very upset and angry with John Swan. Whether or not it's justified is a whole other case, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it is the easiest thing in the world to take these statements, paint John Swan in the worst fucking possible light, and just crucify the guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Especially when I see something like this. Again, my main statement here is John Swan should just reach out to Pieman and apologize.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. John should apologize, whether he intentionally suggested that kind of idea, whether he didn't mean that or not. He still made several tweets that obviously could be insinuated that way because of his vague wording. I feel like John does owe Pieman an apology, at least. But I feel like there's a lot of content creators that it gets on my nerves. People like Nicholas Diorio, for example, that they like Nick on the first RFC.
Well, careful! Don't start drama now.
I'm not starting a drama. on the first RFC after hours I was on, Nick is talking about how, like, you know, clout chasing, it means nothing. It's not a serious issue. It's whatever. But that was when I was like kind of swaying towards John's side. The second I went against John's side, all of a sudden Nick's on the second after hours. This kid, he's such a clout chaser. All he's doing is flip flopping. It's like, come on, man. I saw he's doing it because he's friends with John, but I'm not gonna like go after him for that, because I feel like you do just want to defend your friends, right? At the end of the day. So I do kind of get it, whether I disagree with the reason he's doing it or not.
Yeah, like when I saw the just real quick, when I saw the stuff about the dream thing and your stance kind of changing and everything, I didn't think it was that big of a change, because at first you said it wasn't John Swan. You didn't believe it was John Swan sending it, and then later you said, but I can't state that definitively because I don't have any proof that it wasn't him. I'm like, well, I don't really think that's a flip flop. That's kind of just a factual fucking statement.
Yeah. And it's like, as I got more information about the situation, I kind of went more towards like neutral. So I was like, I can't really like, whereas I said before, I didn't think it was John. When I went through everything with Dream and a call, I was kind of like, well, when I saw the Cobra message, I was like, well, surely only John would know about that. Then I saw the fact that it was like all the messages are the same grammar. Then Jordan sent a password reset request for someone that had apparently logged him through him typing in the password, so the password wouldn't have changed. But he said he couldn't access the account. I noticed enough inconsistencies that I was like, I'm not confident on John's defense, right?
Okay.
It's less about flip-flop. It's more about, as more information came out, I changed my mind and I thought more about it, you know.
What was the biggest contributing factor to that? They both said the word mate.
It was the yup. It had to be the yup.
It was the yup. Okay.
Well, right. I saw a yup and I was like, that's it.
And yup is just a fucking career ender.
Yeah, it's to be bro. Come on, if someone types yup there.
Okay. Okay. All right. So let's get back into the video here. But we can confirm if anyone ever says the word yup, you're fucking over.
Yeah. It's cancelled. It's cancelled.
All right, Augie, move over. I'm coming in the closet. All right.
Is he okay in there?
He's doing after hours 274.
You want some Oreos, bud? Really?
I don't think he's eaten anything today.
No, I think he's doing his homework. Okay.
Oh, okay. All right. Don't disturb him if he's doing his homework, man. That's fucked up.
Okay, buddy. It's okay. I got you.
Just throw some cookies in there later. All right, let's go.
Some little Debbie. There you go.
Throw some bits.
He wants to gaslight about what he said. He said he never said I was Peter, or implied it.
I told him to not be on the internet, basically, and because he's not. I think he needs to readjust. He's like, no, he needs to do it. I mean, that's fine. If you need to readjust, that's fine.
This is false. John may not have specifically said, at the Pieman, you are Peter, but he heavily implied it again and again. For example, when John replied to the A-star tweet, which implied I was a pedo and overage, John just posted a picture of the leaked DM, highlighting the most controversial bit. John didn't mention I was 15 or add any other context to the situation. You might argue that he just found that part weird and wanted to call it out. But then, don't do it this way. You don't introduce a serious situation to 22k followers through memes. Well, maybe he didn't think it was a serious situation. Of course he did. He tweeted that I'm no longer welcome in the community, and
you said you were turned on by the age gap. Kindly deactivate and leave the community.
Yeah.
That tweet is John telling him to quit, right? It's
he's told him to leave the internet several times over this situation. But like some people have told, because I want to be as clear as I can here. Some people have actively told Pieman that he needs to leave the internet because he has an unhealthy relationship with it, in the sense that he's always online. He's not making any real friendships with people, and he's not engaging with the outside world enough, right? I sit there and say, like, that's fair, right? If you want to say that, I think that's fair, okay? Because I do think people spend way too much time online, right? However, John Swan's clearly not saying that's why you should leave the internet. It's all over this shit with the 12-year-old. So, again, Lieutenant Cobra apparently jumped in to say you were spurred. Where is that message though? I saw it really quick. And I didn't flip it.
Under feed Z's. What is it all about me like getting those perfect curls? It's so not fair. I mean, I mean, he has a point.
That's amazing.
Are you two still fighting? Because apparently you've been fighting for like since 2019.
Yeah, now me and Cobra have sorted our issues, and then we kind of didn't sort them when he joined my Discord server and just kept saying the N-word, and then we kind of sorted them again in DMs. You know, me and Cobra, it's just we're two teenagers. We disagree. He's a fucking idiot.
Okay, all right.
There's not much more to it.
Fair.
Fair. Okay, all right. John Swan tells everyone to go outside and then argues with 100 sub channels for 10 hours. Holy shit, dude. Yeah, that's. Was it John Swan or Bo Blacks who told people to go outside and touch some grass?
John Swan, he did a video of it, didn't he?
Okay, yeah, he did, and then I think it was Bo Blacks who was showing images of marijuana leaves.
Yes.
All right.
I need to leave the internet forever. I don't know who decided John Swan should decide who's around the community, but nevertheless, John thought I was a terrible person and a danger to others. How else can you interpret all that? As well as on stream telling me I have to end my podcast and leave the internet. Perhaps like others who told me to take a break, he was concerned with me and my mental health. John doesn't give a damn about my mental health, and I'll get into this later. If he wanted me to take a break, he would have said so instead of suggesting that I can never come back. How can you interpret this as anything but implying I'm a pedo? Be honest. All my screenshots are from the Wayback Machine. So what happened to John's tweets? Well, the very next day, after an incident which I'll get into later, which made it much more difficult for John to publicly attack me, he deleted all his tweets. That's right. Soon after it became in John's interest to hide his tweets, he got the perfect opportunity to, without looking guilty. Apparently, someone had threatened to mass flag John's tweets, so he had to delete them all.
Oh,
this may
can you pause that real quick?
Yeah.
So I can kind of give some context to that. So a lot of people. So there was a couple of days during that weekend that I remember that a couple of high-numbered YouTube commentary communities and also YouTube creators and Twitch streamers that were actually getting DMCA takedowns for their stuff, sharing GIFs and like media that has like copyrighted music. So they John Swan thought was experimenting with the idea of deleting the tweets but still archiving them, but like to avoid having like.
Well, Latchkey Gotboy said it was Katie Joy, and I think that was the person at the time.
Yeah,
I feel like Pieman's point here falls flat on its face because this point is like it's pretty null and void because John did kind of have to delete his tweets. I feel like this one's kind of irrelevant to the.
I have an issue with this part of the video only because I don't like it when someone tries to imply that because they deleted something, it's for nefarious purposes, right? Like a lot of people delete their shit. The commentary community regularly purges their Twitters because
I do as well now. I have to because I've had 3 Twitter accounts get suspended over the past year. So
were they all DMCAs or?
One I believe was DMCAs. One was because I tweeted the word. I quote tweeted someone with the word autism, which was dumb. And my first Twitter got suspended. I don't know. I don't think I did anything controversial. I think I tweeted something political and I just got deleted.
I had my Twitter account suspended. Well, it was taken out for like a month because I tweeted out a Biden meme. And I was like, why? I got it. I had another Twitter account that was locked. I don't know if it was this one or my alt account, but there was like a politician, and I can't remember what they said, but I ended it with "kiss the brownest parts of my ass," and that immediately got my Twitter account taken down.
It was this one that you have.
Wait, what?
It was the current one that you have.
Yeah. I had to make an alt Twitter account because this one was locked out for a good amount of time. And I'm like, all I did was tell a politician to kiss my ass. What's wrong with that?
I've already had my account locked once. I feel like if my account gets another warning, I feel like it'll get taken down. So literally, I have it auto deleting after every a tweet gets like 2 weeks old. It gets deleted now. That's all you can really do.
Good night, Grim. Thank you for tuning in, buddy.
Night, Grim. What's wrong with saying autism? It's Twitter.
Nothing.
It's Twitter.
It was because you're allowed
Power.
to say like the word autism or the R word. You're allowed to say them, right? But not when it's to someone. And because someone came at me trying to call me a pedophile at 16, mind you, someone tried to call me a pedophile, right? I quick tweeted it saying autism, and then I just got banned. I was like, great, okay. There goes the Twitter.
See, there are people like that, right? Who literally try to start shit with people. So you'll say something and they immediately go ahead and report your tweet, right? I hate those people so much. I remember I was arguing with this one person, right? And it went back and forth. And they said the term mongrels was a racist slur, right? And I go like, what do you mean? They go like, mongrels is used to identify Arabs. And I was like, no, it's fucking not. It's like, yes, it's used as a slur against Muslims. And I was like, no, the only way that is if you actually see Muslims as being mongrels. I put Muslims are not mongrels. And I think I said, go fuck yourself, maybe. And the tweet was reported for offensive language. And I was like, the fuck is this shit? Like the dumbest fucking possible shit from Twitter.
It's like, come on, you've got to have better things to do with your life, right, than argue with a small YouTuber on Twitter, and then when they inevitably respond mocking you, you report them. It's so dumb.
Yeah, I mean, I see it happen quite often with like Tug and Yellow Flash. They'll get into an argument with somebody, and they're very careful about how they mock the person now, because if you say anything that can even be slightly deemed as offensive, it immediately just gets reported.
It's what I've basically had to do is I used to like mock people on my Twitter account because it was like, fuck it, whatever, I'll just make fun of people. Now, because obviously I didn't really care about my Twitter, but now I've got like a following on Twitter. I'd much rather not get this Twitter account suspended, so I've decided just to not bother with drama on Twitter anymore. I feel like I'll like discuss things, but I don't want to argue with people because I feel like my Twitter will just get suspended and then it'll be a rip again, and I just can't be bothered to make a new Twitter.
Yeah.
Seems like more work than it's worth to make a new Twitter and then grab a new phone number and then all of that stuff, you know?
And it's not like you can go to an alternative for Twitter because they all immediately get fucking reported. Every single one. Every single one. I'm like, holy shit. Actually, I gotta say, I think Trump's kind of a bitch, right? Because he gets banned off all these fucking platforms and he's now trying to appeal his ban and get back on them. I'm like, dude, go to a different fucking platform. Just go to a different fucking platform. Stop begging to get
on Reddit.
I was like, anything. Stop begging to get back on Facebook. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? I don't know. I think the dude's like literally obsessed with fucking social media, but only the social media everybody likes. And the social media people don't like, he doesn't want to be on there. Like, dude, you're fucking awful. You're really fucking awful.
Just go to Parler. Oh, wait.
Honestly, if there's a Trump Discord, I would be very disappointed.
If Trump joined Parler, Parler would have instantly gained so much credibility, not because of, Trump himself, but because so many people would immediately join Parler because they want to hear what he has to say. Even the people that fucking despise him would join Parler because they need to talk about Trump. Can you imagine Trump on fucking Discord? That'd be fucking cancer.
He's got the old president.
Who's that CNN reporter that Trump really hated? I can't think of his name.
Jim Acosta.
Yeah, Jim Acosta. So I joined Parler literally the day before Trump announced he was hopping on the platform. And guess who I fucking see as one of my recommendations?
Jim Acosta.
I sat there and I go to his comments because he only so he uses like some kind of program to like that CNN has that can go like you could send one message and it goes through all the other platforms.
Oh, like a multi-post.
Yeah. The hate posts. It for a couple minutes it gave Reddit a run for its money in terms of toxicity because it was bad. Like I had to literally tape my eyes wide open to see all of them. I was like, oh my god.
I wish there was
Oh,
more
yeah.
platforms that allowed you to speak freely. I miss when you could say whatever you wanted on YouTube. It sucks that you can't anymore, man. I miss the old platform. It used to be good.
Hashtag bring back MySpace.
Fuck
I want to put Crow in my favorite 5. All right.
no, MySpace. Dude, I hate fucking every social media account that I have, especially my Twitter, which is the only one I actively use. I won't even touch Facebook.
Suspicious, but I believe John. Because I believe it is morally wrong to accuse someone of faking such a terrible thing to escape criticism without any proof. A month after not talking about the drama, a tweet and video mentioning it made John feel like he had to address it. So he did, in the worst way possible. John was clearly angry from this being brought up.
Just fuck off. You are all dumb.
He had a very dismissive tone to the whole thing.
It's in the past, and I don't really care.
Like it was a big joke, troubling due to what I'll discuss soon, and doubled down. Hard. A long time after the community had accepted the truth, and those who did wrong had apologized, he, while gaslighting that he never insinuated I was one of the worst things imaginable, claimed that what was true was bad enough for me to be kicked out of the community, and that he acted perfectly during the entire situation, doing nothing wrong. Remind you of anyone?
No.
He still goes on to say
This comparison. I'm sorry, this comparison is so bad.
The I'm Alex thing. I saw someone. I saw someone post about it. I was like,
Yeah, this bit is so dumb. It's like comparing someone that said some stupid tweets to someone that falsely accused multiple of his friends of being pedophiles. I feel like it just doesn't work. And I critiqued Pieman on that on Discord, and he basically responded with, I think it's valid because their responses were similar. I'm like, but they're accused of different things. It's like, it just doesn't work as a comparison.
Like there's strong evidence against I'm Alex versus like this is something that really is just fucked beyond.
It's like he's like, everyone doesn't like I'm Alex, so if I show the fact that they've done a similar thing, everyone will be like, oh, John Swan bad, but it doesn't work. It just looks really, really immature. It's kind of like when Turkey Tom compared who did he compare?
Oh, he compared fucking Power Cynical to Red Kiwis.
Yes.
And everyone was like, no, that's dumb. It's kind of, I feel like it's kind of the same thing. The comparison just doesn't work. It just doesn't work at all.
No, it's a really fucking bad comparison. But let's go through this.
For doing anything.
That was not good. Like from someone that's like I don't know. Pieman should not be here.
But at the same time, the stuff that Michael admitted to is stuff that makes me not want to be friends with somebody who is capable of doing those things, even the things he admitted to. I really hope he gets help because nobody should just carry on doing what he did, and he should try and improve himself.
The way I see it, he's just a dumb kid who can't handle the influence he had. And so he goes on this weird moral crusade against people, and he feels a weird obligation to rid the community of bad actors. The problem with this is that he isn't fit with enough life experience or intelligence to figure out who is a bad actor and who isn't.
You people are taking an allegation with real-life consequences and treating it like petty YouTube commentary drama. This has a lasting impact on him, and it's an incredibly serious situation that has been mishandled in the worst possible way. You guys have lost your privilege of being in charge of the narratives.
This brings me to by far the worst thing John has ever done.
Oh my gosh, he edited Diorio out of context. The worst thing you can do.
Oh no. That edit is just I don't get why it's there.
I definitely had a ooh.
Right.
Such a serious video, and then it just cuts to like Turkey Tom and Nicholas Diorio talking completely out of context on a different topic.
It reminds me of that out of context that the RC out of context put out a couple days ago, where it was Augie literally yelling at Boblax because he was editing in the middle of the stream. He's like, "Are you fucking editing?" And
oh, the Augie takes cocaine during stream.
Like, lean back, and he's just like, "Yeah." Like, so
that shit was fucking hilarious. I'm not gonna lie.
It was, and there was an animation that was really good too.
I saw that animation.
No, the animation was the Augie takes crack or cocaine during stream.
You start screaming. You fucking editing. Oh, it's such a good clip.
Yeah, but yeah, this was my main issue with this whole thing because like I felt like. Because I had to watch this a couple times. Like, this is like maybe the third time I've watched. Well, fourth, fifth, I should say. My apologies.
This is the second time I've watched it. I watched it once on a Lucid stream, and I watched it once on my own. And to give credit to the people on the Lucid stream, I feel like although they did like kind of go a bit crazy on Pieman, which was very immature, and also they leaked his video early, which, you know, everyone has different opinions on that. I feel like it's a little underhanded, but you know, everything's
Yeah,
fine.
like I feel like because like I remember that Nicholas DiOrio stream, and that because I was in that stream when that happened, and I was really like that. I don't remember him. I don't really exactly remember him making a reference towards this whole situation as being that way, and I could be wrong. It could have been because it's been a hot minute, but I feel like, you know, taking a couple things out of context to like kind of point your way to a narrative that, like, you know, I mean, John Swan, what he did was wrong. Yes, that is true. Like, I believe John Swan, what he did to Pieman was absolutely disgusting in taste of what his personality is. Like, but at the same time, you know, telling someone to literally leave the commentary community, and then at the same time, kind of in a weird backhand comment way, say like, "Go get some help," because this is going to seriously hurt you, is kind of like it flip flops harder than the Big Show turning heel or face. Okay, this is wrestling term here.
No, I get where you're coming from, because like, it's objectively a really fucked up way of talking about it, right? You can't, like, again, I understand what Harley's saying, where he words things very carefully, but yeah, there's a lot of stuff that he had said which are directly, heavily implying, kind of attacking Pieman while this stuff is going on.
I feel like he just leaves too much nuance for people to like conclusively say it, whether he like, you know, he like implies it almost to the point where it can, like, in a lot of situations almost, he kind of like, he implies it to the point where it leaves like gray area on whether he can be held accountable for like the claim almost. But with that Lucid stream, I don't know if you've seen it, they go very harsh on Pieman. I'm not going to say that they're in the wrong for doing so, because I feel like, you know, they're allowed to have their opinion, and I feel like their stream did have some good criticism for him. I do feel like they were quite harsh on him though, for, you know, he's a 15-year-old kid making a video responding on something he's obviously very emotional about. And then I feel like there were certain comments on their stream where they were like, when the drama's old now, you shouldn't comment on it. And I feel like just as much as you could say potentially, John did also comment on it on a stream literally months later, like a few weeks ago. It's like Pieman's allowed to speak his side, whether you know, agree with him or not.
Yeah, no, I think that's fair. All right, let's keep this train going.
Accuse me of suicide baiting.
And I'm just... It came out later. Okay, well, he didn't... Those weren't genuine. That wasn't a genuine thing. He, like, literally, like, turned around and said he's fine. So he tried to weaponize a suicide attempt to try and make us feel bad about him saying he was being attracted to a 12-year-old. And I'm just... I can't condone that. I can't say that's fine, that's cool, that's good. Like, I can't. That makes it even worse. But from my perspective, it's like you were literally trying to make people feel bad for you because of things that you brought upon yourself. Like, you can't use that as a scapegoat. You just can't. And it's just like these people were genuinely worried for him over something that just turned out to be completely wrong, and it didn't turn out to be.
Well, he puts at the bottom here, shouldn't you be glad nothing happened?
Yeah.
Fair point, I guess. Like, I don't like the suicide baiting stuff, right?
I feel like John's point is really dumb. To say Pieman is suicide baiting, I feel like it's an immature claim to make about pretty much anybody, and I feel like it is something that John warrants criticism about, and this is what I feel like should have been the focus of the video. It's just very sad that even after this bit, Pieman kind of turns it into a joke for a few seconds. It's like, I know, if you play this video in like the next few seconds, he like, instead of like capitalizing on, you know, like this clip, it just cuts to like a meme, and I'm like, really? I feel like surely this is the biggest thing to comment on. This should be the video. The fact that this big creator is insinuating that a 15-year-old was suicide baiting when it's arguably a very, very extreme thing to say about a kid, you know?
Yeah, but that's the thing. I don't think he wants to turn it into a serious thing because, look, when John Swan does a video, right, talking about a subject and he heavily edits and everything, I think he's got more experience with it, right? It's like you said, getting too emotional with it. Because it's him, he doesn't want people thinking that, I'll play it so you can see what he says, right? But I can see why he wouldn't want people to take that seriously in terms of like his own mental health, right? That's something that's difficult for a lot of people to talk about. So instead of, driving that point home, he shows John Swan making a very stupid fucking statement on it, but then goes on to act as if it's not even a big deal because it's his own mental health that he's talking about.
You're right. This whole thing, he didn't have those genuine feelings. It's just not on. You don't do that. There's my mask off moment.
No one cared who I was till I put on the mask. When the debate is lost, the loser resorts to slander.
When the drama occurred originally, my mental state
that bit is just why is it there?
I spent all my time.
I don't know how the Hanson bit gets into that, but
with the Chris Hansen bit as well, it's like just why is that there? It's like the point he should be making is he should hammer down on that. Pieman should be like, you said on a stream to hundreds of viewers that I was suicide baiting, and you completely misled my statement and claimed that I was fine when I wasn't. I took a huge mental break. I was doing awful mentally, and I genuinely was feeling that way. But he doesn't capitalize on something that's a big issue that he should have capitalized on. Pieman could have gone a lot further if this was the focus of his video.
Yeah, but again, it's like I said, when you talk about your own mental health, it's not the easiest thing to really.
It's hard to discuss it, but Pieman's been working on this video for ages. Surely, I get this difficult, but at the same time, if you want to make a video calling out someone that's been doing this to you, surely you'd have to speak on it, right? You can't just ignore one of the most significant points or play it down as like a joke when it's something that you're supposed to be criticizing him on.
Well,
you can't hold back on criticism, I guess.
Otherwise, technically he can because that's exactly what he did.
He can, yeah, but as you see, as a result, the video has fallen flat when this video could have done incredibly well if that was the focus,
Yeah. So I want to go through what he has to say here, but yeah, you're right. This is a missed opportunity, right? But again,
huge missed opportunity.
But again, it's not like, how do I say it? It's not like the only person he has to be concerned with is Pieman right now. Other people will pick up on that for him, right?
Potentially, yeah.
Well, it's like I already said, the Willie Mack guy, right?
Yeah. Willie's a really nice guy. He when Augie was doing his after hours and they were shitting on me, Willie joined the call and he was defending me as such and giving me credit. So I appreciate Willie. He's obviously, I know he's not the most popular in the commentary because he says shit the way it needs to be said. But I feel like Willie is a guy that he actually deserves good credit for the way that he approaches these situations because he doesn't hold back at all. He's got clear backbone.
Yeah, my point being though is Willie is someone who I think is going to have a much easier time digging into John Swan on the points that you're saying that Pieman missed, right?
And he's a bigger creator. So he's got a
bigger creator, larger platform. He's going to turn it into a much bigger drama for John Swan. I think John Swan really wants to deal with, right? So that's why I said when I was looking on Twitter and I saw people being super fucking dismissive of it, I'm I don't think you get the level of hate being directed towards John Swan because of the dream drama, which I think is stupid as shit, right?
The dream drama's been so overblown. It was, at worst, it was, a 19-year-old that had sent the N-word to a, 15 at the time, 15-year-old. It was
Willie has integrity, he means.
Yeah, Willie's got integrity, yeah.
So
it wasn't a serious drama, but it got overblown because for some reason, I don't know why Dream posted it on Reddit. It was just it wasn't worth it. And then at the same time, it was a small Reddit, so I understand it. And then I don't know why John made a thread responding to it. it just seems like the number one way to blow up a whole situation when someone's talking about you is to make a thread responding to it. But it's a dumb situation. It's a dumb argument, and I have no idea what happened.
Well, I think the easiest way of saying this is going to be like that drama is completely fucking overblown, like you said. But you have an 18 million sub channel that took a massive shit on John Swan when he goes ahead and does a stream, right? Going over all the evidence against John Swan, which is even fucking dumber. And then goes on to Drama Alert, where they collectively just fucking tag team John Swan.
Yeah.
Right? And John Swan's like statement about how his manager told him not to go on. I'm just like, ooh,
that was
God.
dumb as well.
That was fucking cringy as shit. So John Swan's got a bunch of people that, whether it's right or wrong, fucking hate him. Right? Don't even know who he is, but fucking hate him already. So now you're going to bring in a guy like Willie Mack, who has integrity, is taking serious issues with the things that John Swan has done, who's being like largely dismissed because of what he's about to say.
Because he's about to criticize John Swan, and John Swan's a bigger creator that everyone likes or mostly respects in the community.
I think that they don't understand the level of fucking hate that's going to be directed towards John Swan. And there are going to be people that are massive Dream stands.
I mean, yeah,
who are going to be promoting the shit out of that video and making sure everybody fucking watches it. John Swan should get ahead of it instead of relying on other people to kind of like mock the idea that you're going to do a video about him.
It's the problem is the commentary community has such a herd mentality or almost like a mob mentality where they all like, if the bigger creators say it, every smaller creator says it because they want to get in the good books with the bigger creator. And it's such an awful mindset when you're covering such serious situations, because it's like, John can be criticized. He does need to be criticized because he's made mistakes. But because John is a big creator in the commentary community and he's well respected, or he's got this platform, people just kind of ignore it. It's sort of like with the Hopeless Peaches situation, how everyone just let Creepshow Art go free because she's the bigger creator. She doesn't get any criticism over it except from me, pretty much, up to this point. But I know Just Stop's making a video on it. But it's the bigger creators always get away with practically everything. I mean, you saw what happened to me when I criticized John on the Dream situation. Immediately, I got unfollowed by like all the creators that were like big in the community. I got blocked by some people, unfriended by some people. I was like, why? All I said was that I wasn't confident on my defense for John. Cordwit unfriends me on Discord, unfollows me. I was like, I didn't do shit to you, Cord. I'm not. And I feel bad for Cord because he got a lot of hate sent to him. But it's like, I didn't do shit to anyone. I just spoke my mind. And because I spoke my mind, a bunch of creators were like, nope, get rid of him. He's not part of the commentary community. He's trash. Look at this flip-flopper. He's a clout chaser. It's like, come on, man. Just people are allowed opinions.
Can I just share something that I think I don't know if we even yet, like the whole Drama Alert with Dream, and the fact that team messaged John Swan, and the fact that it said like my managers highly advise me not to go on with this interview. And I think looking back on that, from a hindsight 2020, it's almost in the middle. It hurt him a little bit in terms of John Swan, and it also hurt Team on the other because he was advertising this as like it's a debate. But let's be real. Team has literally the integrity of a baked potato. I mean, I'm sorry. Like,
no, fuck you. Don't insult baked potatoes like that.
Okay, fine. What do you want me to say? Like,
he has the integrity of a hungry fucking squirrel.
He's
got the integrity of a hungry fucking squirrel.
There you go. That's yeah. Because something that I was talking to my real life friend about this. We were talking about this, and he said like, it sounds like this was kind of a ploy for Keem to get views, and obviously, and because this was probably, I think, in a couple of years, the last couple of years, probably the longest drought that Kima's had in terms of stories. Like, all he did was like do small TikTok bullshit. Which, by the way, thank fucking God that vegan teacher's off for now.
No, she's back.
Wait, what? I thought she got banned on all her accounts.
Why do you have to break my heart like that, Crow?
I thought someone said that she was back.
I have not. I made a video about that the other day because did you see her newest TikTok before she got banned? The one where she's talking about how if Tommy wants to get like a girlfriend, he needs to show them his fruit and veg, and she brings out like these two like I don't know like circular things and like a cucumber, and it's like why? Just why? It's so it's sick. It sickened me. I watched that video and I was like, why would you do this?
Plus, one of her alts was literally named, and I shit you not, I literally had to stop what I was doing at work just to look at it. Her alt was Holocaust teacher.
Oh my God,
that's fucked. Beyond
that is
it was so bad. It's like, oh my God, man.
Well, I remember when she did the song about how she was hurting herself because Gordon Ramsay wouldn't be a vegetarian or wouldn't be vegan, and I was like, the fuck is this shit? I was like,
it's so funny.
And I was like, oh my God,
to eat carrots, all right. Fuck you.
I find it. I don't know if you've seen Gordon Ramsay's response. Just the bit where he's just like, she's like, don't call me a donut, and he just goes, you donut, and then eats a fucking burger. And it's one of my favorite responses to anything. But it's I don't get it because she's like, I'm not telling you to be vegan. I'm just talking to you, and then she makes that TikTok to Gordon Ramsay like, I'm hurting myself because you're not vegan. It's like, what?
Who cares?
That woman is
level of cringe that I'm talking about with
that woman is fucking insane.
It's like this man doesn't get drama. All of a sudden, he has to be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be a moderator. All right, like fuck you. Right?
Well, I mean, the thing is, right? Keem tried to like deflect on it and say, I gave him so much opportunity. He had hours, and I was like, yeah, but 10 minutes before you're supposed to go on together, Dream does an hour-long fucking stream. I was like, and then you have Dream on the stream where you're crediting him for all the fucking evidence he compiled, and then mocking John Swan because he lived it. He shouldn't have to compare. He shouldn't have to.
Sorry, evidence I compiled and sent to Dream.
Oh, sorry. Evidence Harley compiled, goes on an hour-long stream, and then he says, well, I don't understand why John Swan needs to prepare a response. He lived this. He should just be able to talk about it. I'm like, why don't you say the same shit to Dream?
Keem's
like,
so dumb, man. Keem's so dumb.
Why would he do that literally right before he's supposed to come on and debate with John Swan? Like, first off, I think John Swan's dumb for agreeing to go on to Keem's channel in the first place.
Oh yeah. Without a doubt. Don't go onto that platform. It's like Keem was obviously just gonna dogpile him. I would have preferred. Even then, John should have gone on after he agreed because now it looked like he backed out like a pussy.
Well,
John should have went on after he agreed, but he shouldn't have agreed in the first place.
He did kind of back out like a pussy, but it's on him. He should have never gone on in the first place.
Yeah, he should have never agreed.
But like, if someone goes on for like a fucking hour, I'm gonna want to watch what they said and prepare a fucking response to it, not just say, "Oh, I'm good to talk about it right now." Like, fuck no. Because anything you say, that guy's going to put up a screenshot and he's going to look better fucking prepared than you are. That's like...
The most prepared person always wins in a debate. It's pretty simple. That's just how any argument goes. If you've got more, you win.
Pretty much.
Yeah. I just felt like... I'm just saying... I would rather like someone like actually, and I'm gonna be honest with this. I would rather Crow actually been the moderator because I feel you would have actually been fair to both sides. And I'm not trying to
point
shine up your ass. I'm just saying I just feel like that's my opinion.
At this point, though, I have to say, watching Dream talk about yup and mate and exposed and how focused he is on the
he
D.
Says yup.
No, the part where he talks about the fucking exposed, he goes like, I don't care about the exposed. It's the D. I'm focused on the D. And I'm like, do you hear yourself talk, dude? Like, fuck. Like, I don't know, man. I'd find it hard not to fucking laugh. That's my problem. Like, I couldn't stop. I'd fucking start. I just wouldn't stop. I'd be laughing the entire time. But like, so Dream, have you looked into the D any further? What's the size of the D? Is it like, or like, is it like a white D or a black D?
It's one of the weirdest things, because he brought up like the yup thing in when me and him called, and I was like, it's a bit of a weak argument, but it could work as like a little like side point, as like they've got similar like language and a 12-year-old should have this kind of grammar. I was like, it's a fair enough argument, but it's not a strong one. And I had no idea he was going to be like, he says exposed with a D at the end, and then he shows a screenshot of me also saying exposed with a D at the end, and he's like, I'm like, oh man, that point was just so null and void. It's like he should have just made a video and just went off at the biggest points and then left the rest in a pinned comment or something. It's just being on a stream to 300,000 people, be like, he put a D at the end, caught him in 4K. It's like, no.
I still love how he highlights yup like that. Don't get me wrong, I get the similar grammar thing.
Yep.
I do. I get the similar grammar thing. But if you build your main point off of a bunch of really small, idiotic, and stupid points, your main point probably doesn't fucking mean much. Like, I couldn't take it fucking seriously when he points out, like, do you see how they both use the term mate? I'm like, they're both fucking Australian, dude. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, I don't know, man. It's like you're using very common phrases and pointing out how, oh, look, it's there. I mean, and then
4K.
He said, yep, caught him in 4K.
But the thing is, like, when he goes on to Drama Alert, Keemstar is like praising him. He's like, yeah, you brought receipts. And I was like,
yup.
What the fuck am I watching?
Like a proud parent. It's like,
he was like kissing his ass the way through that stream. It's like when I spoke to Dream, criticism, and I'm a tiny channel. Literally, it's like Keem gave him no criticism. Like in my calls with Dream, I was like, I feel like that point's dumb. I feel like you should probably take down your Reddit post. I was giving him criticism. Dream's just sat there Keem's just sat there throughout the whole stream, like, oh yes, Dream, you're so smart. Yes, Dream, I'm thinking of all the stands that are gonna come like my videos from now on. Yes, go like my TikToks. It's like, man, just criticize him where he needs to be criticized and be fair. You're supposed to be the unbiased news source, but you're the most biased news source out there.
Well, I mean, again, he's been warring with the other commentary channels, right? Because he's all pissy over the Apollo Legends stuff that happened.
That shit, that shit's still so fucked. I feel so bad for people like Tipster.
Yeah, I mean, like, I was like, look, I've had my issues with Tipster, but when I'm watching Tipster, like, fucking, when I think back, he's apologizing to Keemstar and talk about how he fucked up. I'm like, dude, you shouldn't apologize. Like, you should take some time to grieve. Like, nobody expects you to get that shit right when you're stressed out over your friend, right?
I mean, like, I experienced a similar situation literally last week where Hopeless Peaches, she this is public now, so Hopeless Peaches, she attempted suicide basically, and I was basically the only one that found out. And I was sat there for like several hours, spam calling her and texting her everywhere. And I get how awful that experience must have been for Tipster. So for people like Keem to claim that Tipster is responsible for Apollo's death, that's fucked. It's like when you're in that situation, you're panicking. You're like, you're thinking of everything and you're like, fuck, what's going to happen? And the way that Keem tries to use that against Tipster, it's so fucked, man. It's so fucked up.
Yeah. And all they asked him to do was just like apologize to people, right? And look, one of my friends was like, if you call him out in public, you should apologize in public. And the other people were like, well, just do it in private. And he couldn't even do that. And I'm like, so one of the funniest fucking takes in that fucking interview between Dream and Keemstar is Keemstar talks about how he misses the old days where everyone had different opinions and they would, they would clash and debate and shit. I'm like, dude, you literally tried to, like, during the Power Cynical situation, you lost your shit on diesel patches when he revealed. Fuck. But he lost his shit on diesel patches when Diesel Patches it revealed that he was invited to a big Discord call with all the fucking commentary drama channels, which was organized by Keem. I'm like, you're working behind the scenes to get everybody on the same page, and then saying publicly, man, I really wish everyone had a different fucking opinion. I'm like, no, you don't. You want everyone to fucking agree with you. Like, that's it. You have a different opinion from these other people, and you're bitching.
Everyone agrees with, yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, you literally have a different opinion than all these other channels. You're the guy right now. No, I want them to have different opinions from them, but that are the same as mine. It's like, fuck, dude, it's so fucking obvious with you. It's so fucking obvious with them. All right, we gotta keep going.
I think I am gonna dip though because I gotta get work on my video.
Oh yeah, do your thing.
Thanks for letting me on there.
Oh no, it was great having you on, dude.
That's an honor.
All right,
Well,
later.
I'll see you guys later. Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
Okay, we're gonna speed through this one. Power.
The community was my life. When everyone, friends included, turned on me and started to call me the worst kinds of things, I was distraught. I posted something which I very much regret. However, I had those feelings at the time. That was how I felt. I didn't do it on purpose to get attention or to get sympathy. After a few days, when my mind was more stable, I didn't cheer at how much more people were on my side. I was upset. I felt ashamed at how worried I made everyone, including very decent people. John is angry at me for causing people to be worried, and I was, and still I'm angry at myself for making people worried. But I didn't fake anything. As I said, my life had been shattered, and I contemplated and came close to things I wish I never did. I'm not going to name names, but there are times where the YouTube community assumed someone was faking mental health problems for attention when they weren't. We as a community shouldn't allow ourselves to get to this point again. John says
he literally turned around and said he's fine.
But that is far, far from true. A few days after the incident, my mind was more together, and I no longer contemplated those same thoughts. A lot of this was due to all the people who reached out to me, which helped me a lot. There are too many to name, and I am incredibly grateful to everyone. But as I do want to move on, I'll have the people who helped me the most on screen now. I also want to thank Nicholas Diorio, Turkey Tom, and Cordwit for giving me some genuinely helpful advice. After this, I was not fine. I was still unstable and upset. This is why I left the internet for months. If I only cared about helping my channel and stuff, I wouldn't have taken the break, so I lost Twitter followers and YouTube subscribers during this time. As I said in a DM to my very good friend Michael, which I asked him to post publicly, I literally went to therapy for my mental health. Not to stop me from being a future pedophile like John literally suggested earlier. This was not weaponizing suicide. This was very, very real. When John accused me of faking it for attention or sympathy, this is what made me mad. Before then, I didn't want to deal with this drama anymore, so I wasn't planning on making this video, and I was content with putting it in the past. But John's one arrogantly believing he was the only one who knew my true intentions, claiming terrible things with zero evidence, that was too far. I understand sometimes people lie about things like this, like racism and his heart attacks, but there was reason to doubt that. Things didn't add up. My situation did add up. Aiden and Augie make it clear here.
All the people talking about them, they knew he was socially inept, but maybe they need to look at their own social ineptitude with how they react to the situation.
I was following this from the very, very beginning, and I told everybody how stupid they were. I know everyone who fucking said it at the beginning.
Yeah, the guys I like.
I know who you are. I know who the fuck you are. You called an autistic 15-year-old who's socially awkward. You got about 100 people to call him a pedophile over and over and imply that he's going to be a future groomer. Do you know how fucking disgusting that is? Like, my friends of mine, I've now decided to distance myself from this whole fucking situation. I'm ashamed right now.
Aiden's right.
People that I like had awful fucking takes on this. I'm not gonna name them. I'm not gonna name them, but people that I like. Yeah, you gotta understand too. This kid is not a YouTuber. All right. Yeah, he has a video out, but he's not a YouTuber. He's some 400 sub followers spurred on Twitter. All right. He looks up to all of us. All right. He thinks we're all badasses. We're all heroes or whatever. If you're a really, socially off kid who has superheroes on the internet that are all just shitting on him, telling him he's gonna grow up to be the worst thing in the world, what do you expect's gonna happen? The kid's gonna go AWOL. He's gonna go haywire.
Sympathize with this kid because I was I'm incredibly socially awkward IRL. I use the internet as an escape sometimes, and if this happened to me while I was a small YouTuber, I don't think I would have been able to fucking take it as well. So these weren't Twitter randos that did this. This was our own fucking community. And it's just so fucking gross that something like this happened, and people didn't think to themselves before they all started fucking dogpiling on this fucking socially awkward 15-year-old. You'll be lucky if this kid accepts your fucking apologies, because those apologies, they don't deserve to be fucking accepted. You're only apologizing because you know what you did looks so fucking shitty, and I hope it follows you and you look like a dumbass the rest.
It's clear why John did this. Not because he actually believed in what he said, but to escape criticism once again.
Well, I do like that, you got people really calling it out.
Mm-hmm.
And he does give credit to Diorio and
Corway, and a few others
for reaching out and giving him advice and everything. That's good. I it's not as bad of a take as Harley was saying it was, right? But I don't know if the joke comes up later, right? But yeah, I think accusing him of suicide baiting is going way too fucking far. And that's a pretty bad fucking take from John Swan.
That's one of the few takes that I've taken away from this, that the suicide baiting isn't good on either side, really. Because I mean, it's just like what Aiden said. You got a 15-year-old who looks up to you, and shit like this happens. I mean, like you said, they're gonna go AWOL. But and I appreciate Aiden for saying that it's not cool that I'm not saying the whole commentary community, but I'm saying like the people who follow the commentary community add on to this and basically parrot what is insinuated. It's the whole you're the farmer, and you tell the cow say moo, and the other cows go moo. That's what it sounds like to me. And it's like it really went, as Aiden said, really out of fucking bad spot.
Yeah.
It explode, like, honestly, on a scale between 1 and like holy shit, this shouldn't been a thing, this is beyond that. This is like what was it? Fucking what was it? The whole Nicholas Diorio on Tonka stream over Roblox thing. Like that shit should have been a whole big thing out of its own. Like, but this was blown extremely way beyond that. Like in levels of like crazy.
Yeah. I think I get what Harley means when he says some of the points in the video do fall flat. But overall, I think it's a pretty decent video, right? I think it's pretty decent in terms of what he's trying to do. But I think that the stuff in this video, because clearly, when Willie Mack started on this shit, it's because he saw Pieman's video, right?
Yeah.
That lit a fire under that dude's ass. And now he's planning to drop this big video on Saturday about John Swan, specifically regarding the Pieman situation. So when you see that, when you know what's about to happen, right? If John Swan is anywhere near as intelligent as he thinks he is, he'll get ahead of it. And if he doesn't, that just speaks to a level of fucking sheer arrogance that I think is completely unfounded here. But,
and something that I want to say, like, and I'm not good friends with John. No, I'm not. I'm just a fan. But like, I can literally say this as a person who looks at this from a humble take. Like, it's okay to take a fucking L. Like, I mean, I look at Tipster. I'll admit, there's some times where I was pissed that he took an L, but you know what? He took it, and I respect him for that. And that's why I'm like, dude, just take the L, dude. Just apologize, move on. Like, I rather him not drag this out and make another stream, because this is gonna cause another stream. It's gonna cause another. I would probably say another freaking apocalypse of some sort in terms of like commentary community, and that's a scary thought to say over just something that's like a teeny tiny echo on the Doppler radar, and just
yeah, like the thing is, this is already right. This is already building up into something, right? if people can take it seriously, people can fucking ignore it, right? But I think you're going to see a renewed push against John Swan. It's just, you know, we all admit that the dream situation is objectively fucking stupid. Nobody thinks that John Swan had any good takes on this, right? But I think the fact that he hasn't like tried to make amends with Pieman, instead tried to like excuse his actions, and the suicide baiting claims really are fucking terrible, and it makes John Swan just look like a monster. It makes him look like a bad evil person.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's keep going here. We're almost done.
How much John wants to get away from this drama, you could say that from responsibility, he ran, hiding like his Anne. John's worst fear is being viewed as a flawed human being like everyone else. As a commentary YouTuber, it's John's job to put himself on a higher pedestal than the people he criticizes. So John takes this and runs with it, trying to be the criticizer who can't be criticized. But unlike someone like Philosopher Was Crazy, who could actually stake a claim to that title, there are things John has done wrong. This is why John tries so hard to avoid admitting to doing anything wrong. This is why to this day, John refuses to apologize to me, because an apology is an admission of wrongdoing.
You want to tell me, right? Where's my apology? Never. Absolutely never. Because I did nothing wrong. Absolutely nothing wrong. So no, absolutely not. Not happening. There you go. There's my response. So you guys can fuck off now and leave me alone, because I've finally done it. People like they spam my shit with this, like over and over and over and over. You need to apologize. You need to apologize. You need to apologize for this. Apologize for that. No, fuck no. Absolutely not. If you think I should apologize, go fuck yourself.
I don't want to destroy John Swan's career, like that would happen anyway. I enjoy his content and wish the best for his success. However, I think John needs to be more mature, grow up, and take some responsibility. No matter your thoughts on John, whether you're a fan or his friend, I think I've provided enough information to prove that John is not perfect. He has made mistakes deserving of an apology. This is why I want everyone who watched this video to tweet #apologizeJohnSwan. While a few Spurg small commentators may just slightly annoy him, enough commentators big and small who join in may convince him to show a little humility. I view myself as a reasonable, forgiving person. Everyone involved with the drama who has apologized, no matter what they said or did, I have completely forgiven. I would never bring up what they did again. If John apologizes, I would do the same. Forgive him and implore everyone else to do the same and not bring this up again. It's only fair. What happened with John Swan was an example of a commentator being too respected for their own good, where they're too scared to accept criticism. I hope this never happens again to anyone else, but for now, I'm only looking for 2 words from John. I'm sorry.
The commentary community has stands too. You're all brain dead. You're not looking at the situation logically. You're acting like fucking stands, and you're just taking John Swan's side when John Swan can't be the victim. It's impossible for him to be the victim. Hi.
Okay, this is related to the dream shit, but you know, we know Keemstar hates fucking John Swan, right? So let's say you get Willie Mack, right? And you get maybe like 1 or 2 other largest channels covering it. You think Keemstar wouldn't just do it to take a fucking, just to take a fucking tomahawk to John Swan's neck?
Oh yeah, I think that would.
I'm just, you're related. Like it's not like he has fucking content for days, right?
Yeah,
he really doesn't. And people like the John Swan fucking shit, right? I'm not saying it's fair. I'm not saying that it's like, I'm not saying that I would agree with doing it. I'm just saying that if you don't understand what's about to fucking happen, right? It's about to fucking happen, and he needs to get his ass ahead of this situation. Guys, that's it for the stream tonight. We went on for like almost 3.5 hours, so thank you to everybody for tuning in. I am dead. Carson Speaks. I have your Twitter DM, but I'm gonna go to sleep now. I'll send you the links in the morning because I really do appreciate the membership. I know you're gonna get back as soon as you can. But I'll send you the links in the morning. I am dead ass tired right now. As far as, again, my only message to John Swan, apologize to Pieman, own it, be a man, and get ahead of all the people who dislike you and are about to fucking just take a chainsaw to your reputation because they don't like you. And as you can see, they will run with anything. They ran with the fucking dream drama. That should give you a good indication of what's about to fucking happen. So, anyways, guys, good night. As Rose said, time to touch some grass.
Touch some grass.